in this league, Lance.
And it's not a sin to answer your question.
Because some people, it feels like that, though.
And probably so, because I think a lot of fans, perhaps, and I'll generalize here, so I'm guilty of that, I think are living more in a fantasy bubble. And you can't analyze pro football in that context. It's not just about statistics. It's not about everything looking great. It's about, can you finish and can you get the dirty work done? Indy is winning in the trenches, where I would argue it matters more so than anything else. But you hit on an interesting note. Baker Mayfield, here's another quarterback. When the environment all of a sudden became that much more attractive, we saw his true colors. And I think Baker's got much more upside than Daniel Jones. Let me preface my commentary that way. But Cleveland gave up on him too soon because of the shoulder injury. He had.
Just in case you didn't get enough football on Saturday, we're here to bring you more. It's our Sunday Morning Tailgate Show, presented by Frickers, right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
All right, everybody, we welcome you in live here on a Sunday, the Sunday Morning Tailgate Show, presented by Frickers, live at Frickers. Here on a Sunday. Of course, that would make sense. It's not the Tuesday morning tailgate show, of course. But Justin Kinner, College Football Hall of Famer, Keith Byers, we are live and off and rolling here on a Sunday. A ton to get into here today. We'll recap college football Saturday, and then, of course, we'll dive into Week 4 of the NFL season, officially off and rolling. So we'll get to all of that coming up here. Well, as we lead you up to the 1 o'clock kickoff games coming up here around the corner. KB, good morning. How are you? Happy Buckeye victory Saturday, of course.
Oh, yes, feels good. Good morning to you. Welcome back from your vacation, your Florida vacation. Glad you made it there safe and sound and back home safe and sound. And the Buckeyes gave you something nice to driving home music.
Well, that definitely
helped. You know, they had to go out to Washington to get it. But, good on the Buckeyes. That's my weekend.
Look, so heading into that Washington matchup, it's funny because everyone I talked to, I was always curious because when it was announced about conference realignment, about USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon coming over, the two big brands that everyone, including me, was the most excited about was Oregon and USC. Washington is a very overlooked brand.
It is. I agree.
I don't look at them as a true blue blood by any means, but I think that was a very good get for the Big Ten, and I thought it was a very overlooked get. People kept talking about. I mean, you look at California, you look at USC, you look at UCLA, how big of a get that was from that standpoint. Oregon, obviously, a power every year, but I did not feel good about that matchup yesterday. I watched Washington the first couple weeks. The running back Coleman, he had 7 touchdowns the first 2 weeks of the season alone. And I know they weren't playing anyone heavy by any means, but again, they made their weaker opponents look like weaker opponents. That's
neither did Oregon, and neither did Penn State play anyone heavy. So,
and we saw what happened yesterday with Penn State, which we'll get to. But Washington, they can pass the ball. They have a dual threat quarterback. They could run the football. You're playing on the road in a very tough environment. They're just ruling at the fact that Ohio State's coming to their place, of course. They're being overlooked. They don't have a number in front of their name. Ohio State's the number 1 team in the country. Julian Sands making his road debut, his first start on the road. He debuted against Texas at home. Very tough environment, of course, going up against Texas. A couple easier games in between time. You're coming off a bye week. I just thought there was a lot of variables there that could have led to an upset
alumni
yesterday.
Of the Bengals' current starting quarterback.
Yeah. So there was just a lot of variables, a lot of X factors involved that could have led to an upset yesterday. I was even telling some friends if they lose, it would not surprise me. I wouldn't crack this mic saying, "Man, Ohio State, they're bad this year because they lost to Washington." I think Washington's an underrated team right now. I think we saw that yesterday. Ohio State, though, good for them going on the road, that tough environment, debuting a quarterback on the road. I thought that was a heck of a game yesterday.
Washington has a tremendous coach.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Fish is a heck of a coach. He was at Arizona for many years. The running back coach is from Ohio State, Scotty Graham. So they have an excellent staff out there as well. I don't know how many more pleasant things you could say about the Washington football program. It's not like they've been to many Rose Bowls. They played Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. They've won national championships. Like I said, very underrated, school. One of the reasons why they underestimate what happens when you way out there in the Pacific Northwest.
Overlooked.
Oregon has to pay for their attention. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about Oregon, either. But nonetheless, Ohio State knew what they was in for. You got to give Ryan Day, credit for having the team prepared and ready to, to go and play well. We're 4 games into the season now. We're 4-0, That means we are a third of the season is over with.
Crazy.
And our defense has given up 22 points in 4 games. And Washington was the number 10 offense in the country. Granted, you said they hadn't played any heavyweights, but they don't say that when they give you those, these labels when you're number 1, number 2. Doesn't matter. Our defense is just playing lights out. Kept them out of the end zone. To limit them, to 2 field goals, and especially they was in the red zone, and our defense didn't bend, but they didn't break. And those was like victories, for the offense until the offense kicked up in gear very late in the first half.
Yeah.
And I think offensive struggles were corporate, a little bit of everybody. I am not happy, with our red zone offense. It hasn't been good off season long. I was hoping after the bye we would straighten some things out, but we still not quite there. And then our offensive line, they're really good in pass protection, but running. I just don't see us knock people off the ball consistently, more often than not, not just in short yardage. 1st and 10. Bo Jackson, he came in and played well, but I need to see us have that mentality. And Ryan Day touched on it in his post-game press conference yesterday, which, you always, we hear me say all the time, what is our identity? Every year, you have to, you talk about who you are in the off season, and as the season gets here, you go out here and prove it. And so every year is different. We know you have a reputation for it, but you got to go out there and prove your reputation week in and week out. And I think our offensive line has to be more physical and open up many, many more holes that'll be easy, especially on 4th and 1. I get some salt and pepper. Well, that's guys. It's just a live show.
Yeah,
it's a live show. I got me some. Come on out to Frickers. You can see me eat some potato skins and a nice bowl of chicken noodle soup.
I always ask how many people actually order the chicken noodle soup. I think some people don't even know that they have the chicken noodle soup. But,
I know they're too busy, licking on their chicken wings.
To be honest, it'll probably sound better as it's supposed to be 86, 87 today. When it cools down, maybe it'll start to sound a little better. But nonetheless, Ohio State comes away victorious yesterday, 24-6, the final over Washington. Ohio State 4-0 now, 1-0 in the Big Ten, because not only was it their first road game of the season, it was their Big Ten opener as well. To do that on the road against a tough team in a tough environment, Washington, I think they're going to be just fine. In fact, I don't even know who they have coming up. So Washington will be at Maryland next week. And then they have Rutgers, and then we're going to see Washington at Michigan. I think that Washington-Michigan game in a few weeks in the middle of October, that's going to be a heck of a game. And then you have Washington at Illinois, Washington, Oregon. Washington, we may not have seen the last of Oregon. Now, that offense, Ohio State's defense, kudos to them. They shut that offense down. Washington, they're going to have opportunities down the stretch to be able to prove if they're worthy of being in the playoff conversation or not. They got the key weapons to do it, though. They definitely do.
And through 4 games of the season, I think Washington has the number 2 quarterback in the Big Ten. Who's number 1? We saw him last night, not yesterday afternoon. We saw him last night. Dante Moore. For Oregon, he's the number 1 quarterback. Through a Dolphin fan out here. Come on out here to Frickers. Through 4 games, a quarter of the season, Dante Moore is the number 1 quarterback, followed by DeMond Williams, at Oregon. Washington, he's the number 2 quarterback. And then Julian Sand, number 3.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to step away for a few moments. When we come back, we're going to, you talk about the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten. We want to talk about the play calling for Ohio State yesterday. Seems to be a lot of criticism of, Ryan Day seems to be reluctant to just kind of let the dogs eat, if you will. Like he did that in the Texas game. They opened it up against Grambling in Ohio. Obviously, a little bit more wiggle room there. We saw Julian Saint turn the ball over in those games. We didn't see him turn it over yesterday, but the play calling was very vanilla.
Texas, he didn't turn it over.
So, you could say that, okay, it's a problem calling vanilla game plans like that, but it's almost protected Julian Saint. Now, I'm curious your thoughts when we come back, Keith. Where does Julian Saint stack up with the top quarterbacks in the Big Ten? What's your overall evaluation of the guy leading the way for the number 1 team in the country, undefeated, big road win yesterday? We'll talk about Julian Saint and the offense when we come back. It's the Sunday Morning Tailgate Show live from Frickers here on Woodman when we come back.
Hasn't done that over the first few weeks of the season.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio? free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. Go Ohio Commute a smarter way.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
you're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence. You read lips, right? And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Pirie coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
College Football Hall of Famer Keith Byers. We are live at Frickers on Woodman here till 1 o'clock. We'll transition to the NFL coming up here shortly. Excuse me. This is why I shouldn't.
Oh, so soon?
No, I know we're not done with college yet. But I'm throwing out the wings and the fries between the commercial break.
I know. I'm still at the bottom of my bowl of my chicken noodles.
It's getting cold.
Yes, and these taste skins is banging. No, you can't have any.
But we're out on the patio.
You got to come get your own.
We're out on the patio out here. We appreciate everyone that's stopping in and saying hello. Roe, Bengals fan Roe. He looked like a Bengals fan that, on a Sunday where the Bengals don't play today. So he's a little bit more relaxed.
Yes.
He's a little bit more, the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. He's a little
he
bit more
didn't even
relaxed.
have his lanyard on today.
No lanyard.
He won't even hit a Minnesota Vikings lanyard. He's trying to forget about that one.
So all my teams had a great week. When I leave town, good things always seem to happen. Whenever I'm on the air, when I could brag about stuff, I never get to experience that. The Browns beat the Packers last week. I didn't get to be on the air.
I know.
To talk.
We won't tell nobody you thought the Packers would win.
Oh, that's my sports betting philosophy. For instance, the Bengals, I always bet on them to win, so that if they win, it's fine because I win money, and if they lose, I may lose money, but then I still feel good that they lost. So it's a win. It's called hedging as far as that goes.
This week, me and my good friend, we went to down to Great America Ballpark on Wednesday night. The day for his birthday, and he's a diehard Reds fan, and I'm a diehard Pirate fan, and my Pirates have been on the draft clock since April, getting ready for the 2026 season. But they played spoilers, and I know the Reds wish they could have that game back.
Well, especially if they need
it today.
If they end up missing it by a win or by a game, that could be the game that they technically missed it out on. But
listen, I know you Reds fans will be watching today. I know we usually talk football, but this is the last day of the season for the baseball?
Yeah, regular season.
No, boy.
Game 162
coming up. Little drama.
Look, the Reds can make the playoffs. If they win and the Mets win, this is why that tiebreaker was so huge. When the Reds beat the Mets coming out of the All-Star break, that was huge. And then when the Reds had to go to when the Mets came to the Reds a few weeks ago, the fact that they took 2 or 3 from the Mets and the Padres in back-to-back series, 2 teams ahead of them in the standings, that was big time. Then they made it a little dicey by not just losing to the A's, but getting swept. That's why, Keith, I will be so furious tomorrow. I will not be all like, oh, but they gave it their, good effort. They were there till the end. If they missed the playoffs, it's because they got swept by the A's. If they missed the playoffs, you could say, yeah, they got, beat by your Pirates. But getting swept by the A's was the problem. And I should talk as if they are going to make it. But that's the Reds fan. And we're planning for the worst.
But don't they both have the same amount of losses?
Yes. Yep.
And if they both win today,
yep.
Do they have a?
The Reds have the tiebreaker.
They won't play a game on Monday.
They
like
won't
they
play a
used
game
to.
on Monday. No, the Reds hold the tiebreaker. Because they used to do that.
Yeah,
one
like
game,
a one-game playoff.
and I hated that. Did you like that?
I like that.
Even for baseball, you play 162 games, and then because like the one-game wild card I thought was wild too, because like you fight so hard to make the playoffs in baseball. 162 games. The season starts in March, ends at the end of September, and then you get one game. I mean, it's the drama, but like as a player, you put all that work in for one game. I mean, I guess that's football, it's basketball, but you play 162. It just seemed wild. But
they only had 2 divisions when they used to have that. And I used to love it.
So, but nonetheless, the Reds. So if they win today, and the Mets win, the Reds are in because they hold the tiebreaker.
So the Reds control their destiny.
Yeah, just win and you're in. It's the playoffs are today. The playoffs start today. I mean, it's not win today, get to the playoffs. I mean, the playoffs are you win or you go home. You win today or you lose, you're out. Now that's not true. If the Reds lose and the Mets lose, the Reds hold the tiebreaker still because they'll end up with the same record.
Right.
So they can still backdoor.
You want to win your way in. Is Green available at all?
I mean,
it's the last game of the season
technically, but you have the Dodgers coming up on Tuesday.
There is no Tuesday without today.
There's no Dodgers without today.
Yes.
So that's the big. I've heard quite a few people debate that as far as what to do with that. But I mean,
give me hey Chuck.
Every resource possible.
Is Hunter Green available today if need be for the Reds to win? You don't worry about the playoffs.
Empty the chamber, right?
Yeah, empty the chamber. Everybody.
That's how you end up with Nick Lodolo in Los Angeles on Tuesday, though.
Shaw, you agree with that one? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's about today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised.
But that's a big one. It works out too because, the Bengals are off today. Not really off, but they have Monday Night Football tomorrow against Denver. So
they was off last Sunday.
Yeah, so Cincinnati.
They didn't show up last Sunday.
Cincinnati doesn't have to worry about splitting their fandom today, nonetheless. But all right. Justin Kenner, Keith Byers with you here. Ohio State comes away 24-6 the final yesterday. They remain undefeated, number 1 team in the country. That was their Big Ten opener, and 24-6 there. Now, this is always good when you can complain about stuff about how your team looked in a winning effort. I think that's a good thing. It's a good spot to be in. The scary
thing not complaining. We just critiquing.
And Ohio State's the number 1 team in the country, and coming off of wins, Texas and Washington, those types of wins right there. Where you look at that offense and you're like, there's just a lot of meat left on that bone. They're not. I don't know how you eat wings or not, but like there's no meat left on that bone. Ryan Day is like taking a few bites of a wing and throwing it off to the side, and there's just tons of meat left on that bone.
Yeah, if I was throw my bone to the dog, he'd be like, "Man, what am I supposed to do with this?"
Yes,
no meat,
no marrow in there.
No marrow, I get it all.
So, with that, is it a concern? Here's the positive side to this. They're 4-0. They're the number 1 team in the country, defending national champions. They beat Texas. They go on the road, beat a good Washington team. They're doing that without us seeing their offense play at their peak right now, and they're only going to get better. We saw last year the offense looked inconsistent and then looked at the monster it was by the end. But what is going on with the offense? Because something doesn't look right. You still see Jeremiah Smith get involved. You're seeing the big plays from time to time. You'll see big bursts in the run game. But you're very critical of the play calling and just the overall vibe and feel of the offense. It's so vanilla. It's so plain. I mean, they're undefeated. It's working. They're getting wins. But at some point, you expect to see that door be blown off, right?
Yes, indeed. I mean, you have the sense that I know they're holding back. And it's all fun and games when you're holding back and winning. But what are you holding back for? You don't want to put this play on film because, we got some other opponents down the road. No, it's the regular season. You got to get good at what you're good at. You have to trust, the plays that you call. Not just they look good in practice, so we're gonna hold up. We don't have to call this. Like yesterday, they ran that screen pass to Jeremiah Smith, that a one-man screen. All the receivers in spread formation. You got 4 guys blocking. All the receivers didn't even look for a pass. What if Jeremiah Smith slips and falls? He ought to have some other contingencies, but he threw it to him right before the half, caught that pass, and everybody's blocking. Oh, it looked good. No, that's a play we haven't seen all season. Will we see it again? I don't know. So it's like you're holding back. You're being real close to the vest. You named the starting quarterback for a reason, to be able to run your offense, not some of your offense. Play to win the game. When are you going to find out what you're good at? And right now, it's like after 4 games, it's like, well, who are we going to feature this week? Yesterday, Brandon Ennis got way more targets yesterday than he had in the first 3 games combined. The week prior, or 2 weeks prior, we played OU. They got the ball more to the tight ends. It was like a tight end. Let's get the tight ends involved this week. Then yesterday we kind of forgot about the tight ends. So, every week has been a different identity. And at some point, you got to lock in on who you truly are. You guys take care. That's what you have to do. And defensively, they are, I don't know, we've shown a lot defensively by, shutting teams down. I mean, I don't remember the last time that I can pick up a, Ohio State defensive sheet and see the two leading tacklers or two defensive linemen. Your name's your child, Caden. You did. He would have made some plays. Caden Curry, 11 tackles, 9 solos, and get this, 3 sacks and 5 tackles for losses. That's a line. That's a heck of a line for a defensive lineman. Followed by Caden McDonald, who had 7 tackles, 4 solos, 2 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. That's, Larry Johnson, in my opinion, is the best defensive line coach in America. Getting it done. Then, Sonny Styles was third leading tackler, with 6 totals, 4 solos. And Arvell Reese, I mean, he does a lot of stuff that doesn't show up, in the stat. I mean, he was mirroring, spying the quarterback. I mean, he is nice, big, strong, nasty type of linebacker that Earl Bruce, Woody Hayes, Urban Meyer, Jim Tressel all would have loved, to be able to coach a linebacker like that. Just had that nasty disposition about him. And he's just a, special player. And that's one of the reasons why the defense is only giving up, 22 points in 4 games? Whew, that's awesome.
So even with the offensive struggles, the one thing that has been a constant, Jeremiah Smith, obviously the Texas game, they did a lot to take him out. But since then, 7 touchdowns ever since. Obviously, you look at what Julian Saint's done since, like Julian Saint, Jeremiah Smith, they have a good rapport. It's trying to get that balance in the offense, get that run game, open up the big play ability too of Ohio State's offense. That's been the concern as well. But look, as we sit here right now, we're 4 games in. Ohio State's undefeated, number 1 team in the country. Julian Saint has thrown for 987 yards and 10 touchdowns. And he's leading the way. He's doing what he's supposed to. Obviously, we talked about the interceptions, the 3 interceptions in 2 weeks, but he's been clean in the games against Texas and Washington. But it's not a coincidence. The aggressive play, everyone wants more aggressive play calling. The 3 interceptions have come in the 2 games where they've been aggressive with the play calling, and it's also not a coincidence that the 2 safe games, the boring games, the vanilla play calling games, he hasn't turned the ball over.
The 2 toughest wins game.
Is when you look at this and you think back from when you played, is Ryan Day telling us that, hey, in practice we know he's a turnover guy and we're trying to limit those mistakes in the game because we don't get to see that?
I wouldn't say that.
What is happening here?
If he's doing it in practice, you wouldn't be starting. He wouldn't have won starting quarterback job. Or
it took him as long to win it.
Right.
It did. But what is going on? Is this a Ryan Day problem, a Julian Saint problem, a combo? Because I feel like Ryan Day's doing if he feels like this is a turnover
Brian
guy.
Hotline, he's offense coordinator also.
Only when they if they lose, he'll be the OC. All right, Ryan Day's gonna take the play calling back, right? Like that. But no, what is leading to the disparity in the types of games that we're seeing called versus those types of teams versus the middle 2 weeks?
Well, I think the difference is last year you had a senior quarterback, Will Howard, who had a ton of starts at Kansas State. And it wasn't his first rodeo coming to Ohio State, being a starting quarterback. Now you have a much younger guy in Julian Saint, who's 2 years removed from high school, and you're trying to bring him along slowly. This time next year, and Julian Saint is our starting quarterback, you'll see a whole lot of different game plans. So I guess, in reality, we have to just live with the growing pains of a young quarterback and just trust the process that the coaches are just, easing him into the season. And this time a month from now, by the time we get to Penn State in November, if we're seeing this type of game plan, then it's time to really get nervous. Hopefully we look back in, 3 or 4 games from now and be like, man, look how much Julian Saint has grown. We were able to, institute these kind of, offensive game plans as opposed to what we started with. He's a whole lot better than the guy we saw at Texas. It's a guy we saw, at Washington. So you want to see him, grow and get better as the season progresses, not level off and be like, hey, this is his roof. I think right now on a scale of 1 to 10 and 10 being the highest level that he can play this year, I think Julian Saint is probably about a 5. I think he is room for improvement. He's certainly not real, young. So he's still, ascending on his quarterback level. He's still going off. He's far from leveled off this season. Is he better quarterback against Washington than he was against Texas? I'm going to say yes.
especially late in that second half. They did get a little more aggressive in that second half. You did see a little bit of different things in the second half. That first half, and it wasn't just the offense too that was the problem in the first half. I mean, we saw the red zone issues, the special teams issues. Obviously, when those types of things happen on the return and stuff like that, like you've got to be careful. You're not going to win a lot of games.
Our special teams are not special. They haven't been special in the Ryan Day era.
No, and even late in the Urban era. I mean, it's been you always brought that up. How when's the last time we've had a good return game? Which people roll their eyes. It's like when people complain about free throws. You lose games with if you're bad at free throws in basketball, you lose games. If you're bad in special teams in football, you lose games.
Yes.
But we don't prioritize those things. Those aren't sexy to talk about. But those matter and can come back to haunt you.
Now you think Washington want their field goal attempt back? They should have just went in and kicked it with trickery and got nothing.
So Treg, what up, Treg? Treg's watching with us live here today. He goes, I read a good point yesterday on the Buckeyes. A lot of talent to game plan around with the offense. Bo looked good again, but I think we all want to see the downfield throws. Is that just fans being impatient? We want to see the downfield throws that you're saying that'll come as he gets more.
Well, they should have already been there. He's 100% right. You still got to throw the ball downfield. We were throwing about too many lateral throws instead of vertical throws. So that we need more vertical passing. That's for sure. And we need more creativity in our running game. and then I also go back to get the ball into the playmakers' hands. Offensively, who should touch the ball for Ohio State? That's a real easy answer. Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, y'all going to get majority of the passes. We're going to hand the ball off to Bo Jackson and C.J. Donaldson. Y'all going to get most of the carries. And we're going to, mix in getting the ball to the tight end, Max Clare. Just get for each of those five. And then Ben Christensen and Jelani Thurman, y'all afterthoughts. Carnell Tate, other receivers, you're afterthoughts. And I want to see us play more of our younger receivers. What are we waiting on? We got 5-star guys. Quincy Porter. I mean, Graham. When are we going to see those guys? I'm almost in the mindset of go back when Marvin Harrison Jr. was a freshman. He caught 6 balls in the first 12 games of the season. Jackson Smith and Jigba's not playing in the Rose Bowl. Chris Olave's not playing in the Rose Bowl. Oh, we're going to start this freshman now at the end of the season. He goes and gets 6 balls in the Rose Bowl, 3 touchdowns, something like that.
Coming out.
I'm like, wow. Why didn't we play him in those first 12 games more? So I'm saying the same thing with our freshman receivers. We need to see more of them. And that has to be dictated by the game plans and the play calling. I mean, and we only gave the ball to 3 running backs yesterday. James Peoples got the ball, C.J. Donaldson, and Bo Jackson. And partly because we didn't get a lot of plays. And, in our offensive line, that's where it starts up front. It gets overlooked, but I need our offensive line to be more dominant. Get some nasty. Put something in there, put some gunpowder in their pregame meal. We have got to be able to. I mean, we got stuffed again on the opening drive in the red zone, and we running the ball. Granted, the fullback missed his tackle, the extra fullback missed a hole, but we should have had a hole there anyway. So I don't like us to get stopped on 4th down. That's not a sign of toughness. That's not good.
All right, so what's coming up for Ohio State? We'll pick up with this when we come back. We'll take a look at some of the other scores around college football. Big Ten, of course, top 25. Alabama, Georgia. We'll recap that matchup last night, and then Penn State, Oregon. So we'll get to that. Plus, we'll switch over to the NFL coming up. Week 4 action. The Browns and the Lions coming up. The Bengals aren't playing today. They'll be in action tomorrow, Monday Night Football. A lot to get into in the NFL as well. Justin Kinner, College Football Hall of Famer Keith Byers, live at Frickers here on Woodman. By the way, Ron Howard wants to know, hey, Justin, what happened to that diet you were on? Welcome back. Look, a lot of beers were consumed.
Yeah, he's on vacation. Give the man a break.
Yeah. So, I had to wash that
what did you do
seafood
on
down
your
with
vacation?
something. Yeah. So, we'll be right
back. Who was that?
That's all Ron.
Ron Howard?
Oh, yeah.
Opie Cunningham?
Yeah.
That's Opie Cunningham.
I can't,
from Happy Days.
I can't call
Opie Cunningham.
I can't
Opie
call
Cunningham.
him the nickname. By the way, no Steve from Springboro today, but I can't call Ron the nickname that Steve from Springboro calls him because I want to remain on air. So, yeah. Actually, no, you can, but I'm going to be nice. Yeah, there you go. But, all right, good stuff. We'll step away for a few moments. We'll pick up with this college football, top games around college football yesterday afternoon. We'll get into all that when we come back. More of the Sunday Morning Tailgate Show live from Frickers here on Woodman when we come back.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compound. FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Dayton's radio home for Buckeyes football. 1410 WING. Dayton's ESPN Radio.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
We are back. Justin Kenner, College Football Hall of Famer Keith Byers with you here. And we are at the Frickers on Woodman, of course. We appreciate everyone coming out. We're continuing on, recapping college football Saturday yesterday, of course. Ohio State comes away 24-6, the final at Washington. They're at home against Minnesota, and then they are on the road for 2. They're on the road for 2 of the next 3 weeks. So really, they've been on the road for 3 of the last 4
They
games.
got one home game in the month of October.
And it's coming up this Saturday. It's a night game. That was
Homecoming,
announced.
man, I hate his name.
You'll be there, right?
I would be there.
Yeah, you're going to be at that one. So, so that's a 7:30 kickoff next Saturday, Minnesota in town. And then at Illinois, which Illinois is an interesting one. Like, Illinois, I was really hoping that was going to be a top 10 showdown here in a few weeks. Indiana blew the doors off Illinois last week. And then Illinois, to their credit, I'm actually not complimenting their loss to Indiana. I'm complimenting the fact that they were mentally tough enough. Hey, it's good seeing you, man. Thank you for coming out. The fact that they got beat the way they did against Indiana, but then to bounce back the very next week with USC in town, they could have tucked their tails. They didn't. They came back with a huge win. I'm very impressed with Illinois yesterday with that win against USC, considering how bad the week before was. And I thought it would have been the most Indiana thing ever to lose to Iowa after beating Illinois that way, and then Illinois beating USC. Yeah, it was just a wonky day yesterday, but both came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win in the Big Ten. Isn't that the theme of the SEC? It's hard to win in the Big Ten, especially on the road. At home, it's just, Big Ten football, when the Big Ten is down, I'll be the first to say it. When the Big Ten is up, I'm going to be the first to say it. And right now, the Big Ten is top heavy, but I think our middle schools in the Big Ten are better than most of the, I put against any other conference in the country, as far as that goes. But, Indiana, we're not used to consistently talk about how good football Indiana is. Illinois, we haven't been talking about how good football Illinois is. Brett Bielema is doing a heck of a job there. Segnetti's doing a heck of a job in Indiana. But a lot of talking heads around the country, they don't think they don't really want to come north of the Mason-Dixon line. They're just so used to being stuck down south. That's all they want to talk about. And I thought the Georgia Alabama game was a really good game, but it wasn't. Do I have to say it was decidedly better than the Iowa Penn State game? I mean, the Penn State Oregon game. No, it's like if you like vanilla ice cream, you like chocolate ice cream. They're both good ice creams. There's not one isn't better.
Well, one's low carb, and the other one, no.
It was. I mean, I think it's a good day for the Big Ten. We got some teams that are down, no question. I mean, UCLA against Northwestern, and UCLA has 0-4. But I'm telling you, that said a lot about Illinois getting the doors blown off against Indiana, and they bounce back, have a big win against USC. That's at home. They haven't beat USC at home in forever, and they beat them. And the Buckeyes had them coming down the road in a few weeks. James Franklin, it's going to be hell weeks for him at Penn State, because what's his record against top 5 opponents?
I think we've seen every 1-6 or something crazy like that. 1-15. 1-15. I'm sorry, 1-15.
1-15.
So the James Franklin thing's interesting because I look at him. I think we all look at him the way everyone was looking at Ryan Day a year ago. And I was bringing up the fact, I wasn't confident Ohio State would win a national title last year because for them to win a national title last year, they would have had to beat high-quality opponents for 4 straight weeks in the playoff. And the problem is Ryan Day and Ohio State, in a very short amount of time, started piling up major losses consistently against top 10 opponents, losing to Oregon the way that they did twice. I mean, they lost to Oregon twice, even before they came over to the Big Ten, right? You think of losing to Alabama the national championship game, losing these bowl games, but then all of a sudden, then you lose to Michigan on top of it all.
Yep.
Then you beat Tennessee, and then all of a sudden it snowballs, the blowout win over Oregon in the Rose Bowl, and then you beat Texas, and then you win the national championship, and then you beat Texas again. And it's like, we don't even look at Ryan Day and question his ability to win big games anymore. He's erased it that quickly. James Franklin, it can be done. You've watched it be done. You watched it be done in your own conference. Can he do it, though? Because he's in the same spot Ryan Day was a year ago. And the question is he has the team to do it. Are they going to do it? They're not off to a good start. Ohio State lost to Oregon last year in their first Big Ten game of the season, went on to win it all. So their season's not done. But the jury's still out on James Franklin because this happens way too many times, no matter how good a team he has.
I texted one of my former teammates from the Miami Dolphins last night. He's a Penn State alum. And we usually have a bet every year between Ohio State and Penn State. It's a big old powder of Snapple Kiwi Strawberry or Welch's Grape Pop. that we bet. But Penn State, their biggest problem was their problem, not mine. They need a big time quarterback. That's their quarterback has come up short in more games, big time games than have come through for them. I mean, and it's not just I'm not beating up on Drew Aller alone, but name me a quarterback from Penn State has been drafted in the top 2 or 3 rounds. Trace McSorley was all right, but he wasn't. He couldn't get them over the hump. So until James Franklin is able to recruit a big time quarterback,
you don't have to recruit anymore. Go buy one. You don't even have to recruit him anymore.
Get one.
We're looking at the king of buying quarterbacks now. But
I mean,
imagine
you're not going to get it done.
Yeah,
that's what they're missing. That's what they're missing, and until they get that done, I don't see. I mean, Penn State is no threat to win it all. They may mess around and win a Big Ten, but they haven't. They got us coming in a month, and that would be the difference maker. They got receivers. Well, the receivers can't catch the ball unless you get somebody to throw it to them, and that's that may be the downfall of James Franklin. I'm not saying fire him or anything like that, but geez, at some point you need to get you a big time quarterback,
and maybe not call it a fire him, but you do got to start questioning what are you bringing to us, because Penn State, we keep putting them in this upper. We give way too much respect.
But they check a lot of boxes.
But the most important ones wins. Like we keep putting there with Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon and all this, but Oregon comes in, punches the Big Ten in the mouth right off the bat, right? Like they do their thing. Kudos to them. You're looking around the Big Ten. Michigan, they got beat up for a while. Doesn't matter. I mean, they have the black cloud that hangs around them for what they did, but the bottom line is they found a way. They got it done. They carry their end of the bargain now. Penn State, we keep putting them up there with Ohio State, Michigan. They're not doing anything. That's my problem, I guess.
But look at the game last night, Oregon and Penn State.
Yep.
Dante Moore, if he's in Penn State uniform, they win. They win.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got an Oregon uniform on. They win. I mean, he outplayed his opponent. I'm like, wow. Well, I mean, Dante Moore, Nike and Oregon paid a lot of money to get him to sit on that bench last year. Had to. Because, that kid is special. I said he's the best quarterback in the Big Ten through 4 games. He has been able to get it done. To go in there, a whiteout on the road, and to play the way he did, 29-39, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. You get the other side of the field. Drew Aller, 14-25, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 big interception. It felt like it was like 10 interceptions to end the game. What's that? Yeah, 42 of those yards came on 1 play of the 137 yards.
So, and if you're Penn State, and now with losing to Oregon, now you have a game with Ohio State in about a month that was already big. But does that become must win? Because you're not going to make the Big Ten championship if you lose to Ohio State, and I don't see how you make the playoffs, 2 losses, no Big Ten championship. Now, I know technically Ohio State did, but their schedule is so bad. You're right, Shaw. Like Nevada, FIU, Villanova, they're going to have UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa for the next 3 weeks before Ohio State. Indiana, now if they beat Indiana and they remain in the top 10, Indiana, maybe that gives them some saving grace. But, yeah, I feel like this makes that Ohio State game a must-win when they come to Columbus on November 1st. That's a month away. But,
yeah, but at the end of it, if they end up 10-2,
yep,
and they lost to Ohio State or Indiana, if they lose to Ohio State, it's going to be hard because their 2 biggest losses would be Oregon and Ohio State. Where if you lose to, you beat Ohio State and lose to Indiana, you lost to Indiana and Oregon. Still 2 ranked teams. But, man, that's still 10-2.
You need something.
And who else around the country is 10-2? That may be if Ohio State is 10-2, they would get that break over.
So
they beat, number 1 team in the country at the time in Texas will be on Ohio State's resume.
So I've been a big believer in I don't mind, people disagree with me on this, but like Penn State, if you look at their scheduling over the next 3 years, it's a lot of the Nevadas, FIU, Villanova route. They don't have any marquee non-conference games, and people were ripping them for it. I said, there's enough talent in the Big Ten. I don't respect it, but I understand it from a business side. Why create extra, potholes on your path to a national championship. But when you go this route and now you've lost to Oregon, and if you lose to Ohio State in a month, now you have no saving grace. Now there's no one that's going to say, yeah, but they played a challenging non-con. Let's give them it sets up a must-win. They play UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa before Ohio State, and then it's Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, Rutgers. I mean, if you're Penn State, you better hope Nebraska starts picking it back up and start looking the part to give them a weighted game at the end. But, yeah, it does set up a big – I mean, that game is huge already, Ohio State, Penn State. But when you put one of those teams in a must-win, it's Penn State now. And I'm fascinated to see what happens. They're the favorites to win national championship. They might not make the playoffs if they lose another big game like this. But that's why I like the 12th team. It gives you that.
Well, at 10-2,
grace.
Penn State lost, look at it from the other perspective. Say you just projecting here. They lost to Ohio State and Oregon, and both of them are playing in the Big Ten championship game. That would bode well for Penn State's resume being 10-2. And they would say we lost to Oregon in double overtime.
This is what you and Kev were yelling at each other about, I think, a while back. Man.
I mean, because Georgia lost.
Yep.
They should have 2 losses. Tennessee should have beat them. And Georgia's going to lose again. I don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, but Georgia had to play Tennessee and Alabama back-to-back weeks. No other conference in football allows you to do that. Well, it's because those 2 teams don't exist in other countries.
Exactly.
But,
very, very much so. I mean, Alabama, they've won, 4 in a row now after losing to Florida State. So they've jumped back.
To their credit, they look pretty good. To their credit. In the way that, to DeBoer's credit, to get them to because they didn't just lose to Florida State. They got embarrassed by Florida State. And there was already the talks of, man, to be the guy that replaces the legend, that's a tough spot to be in. He didn't lose that locker room. I give DeBoer credit. He could have lost that locker room, and they could have lost some of these big games. That's a big win. I'm not saying that they're winning a national championship. I'm not doing SEC bias. I just think it's impressive the run that they've been on since. They've got some good wins, and they look solid doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Georgia's not as good as you think they are. They are who I think they are. They're okay. But the SEC, Vanderbilt is freaking 5-0. So I'll talk about Vanderbilt the same way they talk about Indiana. So, All
right, Justin Kenner, College Football Hall of Famer Keith Byers. We are live here at Frickers on Woodman again. Wow, it's 12:33 already. We got the Week 4 NFL games coming up.
Do we really?
Technically, NFL's already kicked up. Is there a morning game already?
Yeah,
Is there a game
Minnesota.
What's going on there?
Pittsburgh up by 3 with 2 minutes to go.
What's J.J. McCarthy doing? What's he doing? Oh.
2 minutes to go in the game in Dublin, Ireland. And Pittsburgh is winning by 3.
Oh, you're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Yeah, I need him to dial it back, though, because I was big on Aaron Rodgers at first. But now with the Bengals being hurt, I need someone to kind of take it easy on the
Aaron Rodgers has 18 of 22.
Ooh.
200 yards. I checked down Charlie. No interceptions, 1 touchdown.
So, all right. We'll step away for a few moments.
Oh, I'm taking Minnesota in a knockout. I'm taking Pittsburgh in a knockout.
All right. Justin Kenner, Keith Byers, he just lit up his cigar. I think I'm about to light up mine. So we'll step away for a few. We'll be right back. Justin Kenner, Keith Byers, Frickers on Woodman. We'll talk more next.
Save big money. Next project when you shop at Menards. Atlas Pinnacle Shingles super wide design saves on installation time. Plus, 3M Scotch Guard Protector prevents black streaks for the life of the roof. Get a free estimate fast with our new Roofing Design and Buy program and save big money with Atlas Shingles. Visit us in-store or on Menards.com and shop our great selection of Atlas roofing products.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer, now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
All right, everybody, we are back. Justin Kinner, College Football Hall of Famer Keith Byers. We are live here at Frickers on Woodman. So we've done this show for many, many years. We've always done it from the same location, and it's been kind of cool bouncing around to different spots, just getting to meet a bunch of different people that have listened to the show that, don't make their way over to Miamisburg. So we're at a different location each Sunday. So we just got the updates sent to us as far as where we'll be for the next couple of weeks. We will be in Middletown next Sunday for the Sunday Morning Tailgate Show, Troy on the 12th, and Huber Heights on the 19th, and Vandalia on the 26th. So that's where we're going to be for the October shows. So we'll update those and continue pushing those out. But again, Middletown, Troy, Huber Heights, Vandalia for the next 4 weeks is where we'll be. It's already October.
Oh, October. What happens in October? Oh, my son has a birthday in October. 7 whole days before my birthday is in October. Hey, I love the month of October. Good month. Good month.
My birthday's on November 2nd, and I might be feeling it that day after being at the Ohio State game on the 1st, hopefully cheering on Ohio State beating Penn State. So there's that. That's coming up. So,
what time is that game? We don't know yet.
Oh, we know. It's a noon. You know
noon, yeah, baby. Big noon knocker. Oh.
You know they're putting that
It's just
in
a matter of time before they give us the official word.
Yeah. So painful.
I'll be happy.
Yeah, you like those noon
I love
games.
noon kickoff.
That game
Like
deserves to be
yesterday,
under the lights.
We played at 3:30 yesterday. I was like, I'd rather play at noon, but 3:30, okay, good. And we got our dub, and then I had to hate watch 2 games yesterday. Alabama and Georgia and Penn State, Oregon. Well, when I say hate watch, I don't really mean hate. I mean, just could they all 4 lose?
Four-way tie.
Four-way tie. But it was good. I could sit back. I was sitting at home on my patio. I had the TV on outside. I had a laptop on, so I had 2 games going, and it was in a nice cigar. I had a corn dip with some nachos. I was just living my best life last night. I wouldn't hurt nobody. Nobody bothered me. I was good.
We had the house we had over in Florida, so we got to watch football around the pool and out. The cool restaurants. They have the big projectors out on the beach and stuff. But the Blue Angels are freaking awesome. So we got a chance to.
I saw that you posted it.
So we were at the pier for that. That was cool. So they come after their shows. Like, we pay attention. I didn't know this. Dylan plans a lot of it, but he gets the house based on when they're coming back from certain practices. So we were able to be there out on the pier when they flew over.
There's 5
the
of them, right? 5
Yep.
5 F-16s.
So, oh yeah, I mean,
as if I know them between X-15 and 16 and 17.
I was gonna say, oh, is that a Blue Angel? I think it's.
It sounded like I really knew what I was talking about.
I don't know. I think that looks like American Airlines to me. I can't really tell. But no. So then we went out.
The blue smoke.
Oh, coming trailing right behind it. It was a beautiful night for that. And then we went out on the boat the next day to go. So then they do like a practice show over at the base. So then we took the boat out there and then just sat out there, just got baked.
So is it similar to the Dayton Air Show?
Yeah.
So they got to practice somewhere.
They do about they do about 45 minutes. 45 minutes an hour max, but you get to go you go physically on the base, or people take the boat out. So that was pretty cool. But that was that.
Even as a kid, did you ever want to fly a plane?
So I had a chance 2 years ago. They asked, and I chickened out, and now I regret it with every bone in my body.
Oh, you could have.
Yeah, for the Dayton Air Show, they had asked if I wanted to do one of those flights, a media flight. I'm like, no, I just started. And I was like, no, I'm good. I didn't pay attention to anything. I didn't really know what it was, and I hate myself every day to the yeah.
The closest I ever came. I never, for me, answer my own question. No, I never had dreams of wanting to fly a plane as a kid. But I went to go visit the soldiers down at Virginia Beach Air Force Base.
Okay.
I mean, Air Force Base, I can't remember the name of it. And first time I actually saw the aircraft carriers in person. Those things are huge, huge. I mean, you see them on television and see them in a magazine and movies, but to actually be on one, when it size of football fields, that's how long they are. I got to sit in the cockpit of the simulator, to land the plane, and so you're doing everything. And so he was walking me through it, pulling up, down, and my first flight, I ran into the side of the plane.
There was the simulator.
The simulator. I ran into the side of the plane, and I'm jerking in the seat. Let's try it again. And then the second time I landed on the plane, you can feel the hook, in your seat, the handle. But I'm like, I don't have 2 chances in real life. I only got one to get it right. So my hat's off to them to tell you that those guys that land those fighter jets off those aircraft carriers.
So
that's just awesome. I love that.
Bobby Carpenter, he shared his experience, but I think a couple weeks ago he shared the video of his. Like, they had a little GoPro in the so he got to fly. He got to do a little media fly.
I'm too big,
and I'm watching him struggle. Like, they're like, "You okay?" He goes, "Yeah, I think I'm okay." Like, he's getting nauseous and all this. I'm like, if a big old in shape dude like that.
Did you see Terrell Davis pass out? Remember that video?
With the head go to the side?
Yeah, he passed out. Them G-forces, they take you out.
Yeah.
You're not trained.
So that's why I said no initially. I would risk it. I would risk it now.
I do want to feel it. I think I'm too big now, size-wise, to fit in that small cockpit seat, to feel the G-force. Unless they got a special seat for me. Then even at this age, at 61, I would
give it a shot.
I would give it a shot.
Yeah, but that was
been a lot more willing to give it a shot at 41 than 61. 31 than 61. I don't know if I can handle it at 61.
But Jocelyn Kendall, Keith Byers, we appreciate you guys tuning in with us this morning. Week 4 NFL season officially kicking off. How about we're already starting those morning games, the Dublin game, the Steelers and the Vikings. So the Vikings had 6 points in the first half, held scoreless in the third quarter, but they've put up 15 points in the fourth quarter. Steelers leading at 24-21. Vikings have the ball, and it's 3rd and 13 at their 36 with 15 seconds to play. So they're just trying to find a way to get into field goal range. But the Steelers, they looked at their defenses like dicey and questionable throughout, but looks like if they could hold on for this final 15, the Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin Steelers, a 3-1 start 4 weeks in a division where it's Lamar and the Ravens, but that second team usually makes the playoffs out of the North, and the Bengals losing Joe Burrow for pretty much the season. All of a sudden, the Steelers making some noise 1 quarter of the season. Actually, it's less than a quarter, but 4 weeks into the season, not bad. 1 month in.
Yeah, I mean, get Mike Tomlin credit, and people know me. I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Pirate fan. And as much as I love the Pirates, I hate the Steelers that much. So I'm hating on the Steelers right now. I got the game on here. It's 14 seconds to go, and they got a long way to go.
They got that, and then there's the flag on the play. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But so that game is going on now. As far as the AFC North is concerned, the Bengals will have the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football tomorrow. But how about the 425 game, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
Woo,
Ravens
we're going to be watching that one.
Battle of 1 and 2. Both teams 1 and 2. But the way we talk about these teams are 3-0, and but we know they're Super Bowl contenders. But 1 and 2 starts for both of them. These are 2 quarterbacks and 2 teams who are used to winning and not having to play and come from behind record-wise. This is a big game for both these 2 teams.
Isn't that funny how we talk about college and pro? 1 and 2 in college, you're dead.
You're toast. Yeah.
In the NFL, you got a chance.
The battle of 1 and 2 teams here is the AFC North, or is the AFC Championship
17
preview.
games to get it right. You'll be all right.
Battle of 1 and 2 in college, and they're just hoping that the portal doesn't come pluck their players in week 4.
Right.
So it is what it is there. But Lamar against Patrick Mahomes, that's a 425 game, Keith. Baltimore, according to our friends at ESPN Bet, a 2.5-point favorite
there. Yeah, I won't argue that. That's pretty good. It's going to be a pick'em game. It's hard to, to make that call.
Are the Colts for real 3-0? All of a sudden, Danny Dimes is looking like, Danny Quarters. I mean, he's out there. He's, all of a sudden now he looks like an MVP candidate. Is he this year's Sam Darnold all of a sudden?
Comeback player of the year?
I mean, but, Matthew Stafford and the Rams welcome in the Colts, 4:05.
Sometimes you do need a change of scenery. Everybody can't play in New York. Everybody, it's they say if you can make it, you can play in New York, you can do it anywhere. It's true. I won't go into it right now, but years ago, I told Alex Rodriguez that. He was asking me when he was about to lead the Rangers, how's it like playing in New York? And I was like, hey, Rod, New York different than Seattle. That's why one of the reasons why he went to Texas. And then he went to New York.
And it didn't go well in New York for a while for A-Rod. I mean, that year they won the World Series. That was the best stretch of games he had because in the playoffs, he would disappear. Every year the Yankees made it, he disappeared in the playoffs. And that year they won it. To his credit, he finally broke out. But I remember that, watching that series that year because I was a big A-Rod fan.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, hey, you can't deny he disappears in the playoffs. Like But, no, nonetheless, so the Colts Rams, that's coming up. But your Eagles at 1 o'clock are on the road at the Buccaneers. I don't know what to make of Baker Mayfield. Statistically, I mean, he's winning. He's one of the best statistical quarterbacks in the league. He just has that it factor. I don't know if he has it at the level to take them to that next step or not, but this is a big opportunity to prove that that's the case. 4-0 start.
He was a Cleveland Brown quarterback. He needs to change scenery.
He wasn't the same quarterback. He was a bum in Cleveland. But that change of scenery. It took a few changes of scenery. It's worked. It's flourished. Yes. You don't see that in the NFL. Quarterbacks where they leave or they're drafted. Usually, it doesn't work where you're drafted. You don't go flourish elsewhere. I know Sam Darnold, that seems to be he's testing that theory. Baker Mayfield's definitely tested that theory.
Geno Smith.
We're starting to see that that list expand a little bit where maybe you should be a little bit more patient with these quarterbacks because for a while you cut them, you move on. No one's ever been made to feel the pain of that. The Browns, Baker Mayfield.
I think Green Bay does it best.
They drafted
Aaron Rodgers and let him sit behind Brett Favre. Then they draft Jordan Love and make him sit behind Aaron Rodgers. Now, they haven't drafted him, but Jordan Love is the guy there. Yep. They're onto something.
And it's, right now, and we'll see. Cleveland,
the Eagles did it.
Cleveland made Jordan Love look like Jordan I don't, no one loved Jordan Love that day. But nonetheless, that Eagles-Bucks game, that's going to be a fun one. That one's in Tampa. Jalen Hurts against Baker Mayfield. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, they're 3-0. Harbaugh leading the way there. They're at New York. New York's still looking for their first win of the season. Is Jackson Dart starting today?
He is. He's a starting quarterback.
So Justin Herbert against Jackson Dart. That'll be a fun one, a 1 o'clock kickoff on CBS.
And who are you taking?
I'm going to go with Herbert and the Chargers in this one.
So am I.
But we'll see. I think Malik Neighbors is just praying Jackson Dart can play football. That's all he cares about. That guy Malik Neighbors puts up good numbers no matter who throws him the football. I always have respect for that.
I saw something this week. And Tony Gonzalez, he said Russell Wilson played himself out of the Hall of Fame. I have a problem with that statement. You don't judge a Hall of Fame player until his career is over with. Reason why I'm saying that, because I've had this debate many times. Some reporters in New York and Philadelphia, they want to name a guy, put him in the Hall of Fame 4 years into his career.
Yep.
3 or 5 years. He's a Hall of Fame. I'm like, why don't you let him play his whole career? Then sit back, take a deep breath, and then judge this guy over the course of his career.
We need content for today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's definitely a first ballot. Forget about first ballot, last ballot, any ballot. You just take your time, and look at his body of work before you pass in judgment. He's never going to get my vote. Well, let a guy retire and then sit back and look at his career.
You think it has something to do with the fact that, the longer he plays and the more teams he goes to and the more it doesn't work with more teams and more coaches, and it's now all of a sudden you don't remember him for what he did in Seattle. It's just a lasting memory of it not working in Denver, not working, in New York now. In Pittsburgh didn't work. It's almost hurting your legacy to continue playing, even though for the love of the game you want to keep playing. Guys use that against you, right or wrong.
Could that be the case? We could look at Jerry Rice. Well, Jerry Rice with Seattle, and Jerry Rice with the Raiders. Wasn't the greatest receiver of all time then.
I don't but people never question. And I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, people never questioned Jerry Rice's greatness. I think there's a lot of people. The jury was out on Russell Wilson. Was he the guy that led them to that Super Bowl, or was that a quarterback that was surrounded by an elite defense? And that how those storylines go, right or wrong.
How you want to write the story. Whoever's writing the story can make your own storyline instead of just judging an individual as his player.
But nonetheless,
I'm not ready to talk about Russell Wilson Hall of Fame anyway. He's still playing.
Not today. No. Let's see. Continue down this list. The Bills 3-0. Welcome in the 0-3 Saints. There's a lot of undefeateds versus defeateds today. The Lions.
Is this a trap game for Buffalo?
Who they have next week?
It doesn't matter. It's just this week. Are they overlooking and just not prepared because we got?
What's your definition of a trap? Me and Kev get in this argument all the time. My trap game definition is different, I think, than yours and his. Then.
Well, mine is the superior team is supposed to win, and you can't take them. You don't have a really good week of practice.
Yeah.
This way I did the Wayne Northmont game.
Yep.
Northmont hadn't won a game, only scored 2 touchdowns all season, and they're 0-5 playing Wayne, and Wayne came out flat. Northmont looked good, moving the ball downfield, settled for a field goal. And then the game got a little chippy, and it ended up being, it wasn't necessarily a blowout, but Wayne ended up winning, going away. And that was a trap game for Wayne because you go in knowing you're supposed to win. And you can see a lot of mistakes that the Wayne football team made because you were attention to detail. Because you was all week long, the coach probably saying something and man, it's okay. I hear you, coach, but I don't really hear you. So it's all the little things. Like in the NFL and in college, are you watching film with the same intensity as you would the opponent you really respect and you got a chance to lose them? And so you have to respect the opponent, not going with the naysayers say, the Chargers and Giants. You got to be a professional. You're 3-0.
Yep.
They're 0-3. We're supposed to win. They ain't supposed to do nothing. It's the NFL. You got to go out here and still play. And if you don't learn that at an early age, it would carry over to you later on.
See, where Kevin and I were, I thought growing up a trap game was, all right, we got to play a really good team next week, and we're playing a bad team this week. And it's a trap game because you're overlooking that opponent for that great opponent next week. So if Ohio State, if they're playing Rutgers the week before Michigan, I always get nervous for that week before Michigan because you could be so locked in on Michigan the week after that you overlook a bad Michigan State team. And then that's why last year I said the best thing ever for Ohio State was the fact that Indiana was really, really good because you risk if an average Indiana team, you're overlooking them because you got to beat Michigan the next week. That's a trap. I viewed that as a trap game. I didn't make it a trap game because Indiana had a top 5 number in front of their name, so it didn't make it a trap game anymore. But no, they're kind of the same. It sounds like we're
similar,
but nonetheless. But yes, a big chance there for Buffalo to keep that momentum going. They're 3-0 at home, 15. Wow, that's a line. You don't see that in the NFL very often. 15.5-point favorite. I'll pick New Orleans to cover.
Somebody want to lose their money by betting on that.
I'm gonna take New Orleans to cover. I'm taking Buffalo to cover. Holy moly, 15.5. That's a heck of a line.
It's the NFL, man.
I saw it when Cleveland was an 11.5-point dog a few weeks ago against Baltimore. I thought that was a crazy line. It wasn't. They covered, but speaking of the Browns, they are on the road. They're 1-2 on the season. Should be 2-0. I keep thinking about that dang Bengals game. 1-2. And they are on the road at the Lions. The Lions are a 9.5-point favorite. Cleveland, not many people, nobody really gave them a shot at all last week against Green Bay, but they stunned Green Bay at home. Now they got to find a way to take that same energy on the road and beat a good Detroit team.
I mean, and hopefully, they've learned the lessons by watching around the league about how you have to be ready to play. And, now that was Detroit. Is this a trap game? No, because if they had lost, then it would definitely be a trap game. But now they saw, hey, this team did just beat San Francisco. They was 2-0. Granted, home now you got Detroit fans. It's going to be a home game for Detroit. If anything trapping about it, it would be because we're taking them, not as efficiently. That defense of Cleveland. You got Myles Garrett over there,
just chomping at the bit.
He's a strip sack away from changing the outcome of any game. So you got to know where he is. So Detroit. That was a nice win you had against the Ravens, but you got to back it up now.
Tomorrow, it's the Keith Byers Bowl, 2 teams that Keith Byers played for in the NFL. But I don't know if this is a bowl game you want to tie your name to, Keith. It's the Battle of 0-3s, the New York Jets.
We're going to get our first win tomorrow night.
Yeah. Actually, I think you'll align yourself with whichever team comes away tomorrow. With the
I'm going with the home team.
Yeah, the Jets and the Dolphins battle at 0-3 tomorrow. The Jets are 0-1 on the road, and the Dolphins are 0-1 at home. Something's got to give tomorrow.
Something's going to give tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
an appetizer game for the big game after the Bengals and the Broncos.
Bo Nix against Jake Browning. That's why we all circled that game on the calendar.
Remember, that's about it. The Washington Oregon quarterbacks.
There you go.
Ooh.
But yeah, Denver an 8.5-point favorite tomorrow night with Cincinnati in town. So no Bengals today. But that's with the way the Bengals looked last week, they got to get off the mat. If Jake Browning can go to Denver and get a win, it doesn't mean they're winning the Super Bowl, guaranteed to make the playoffs, but you're
3-1 through a quarter of the season.
And you're back to having confidence that they can make some noise and buy time until Burrow can get back. But if you lose tomorrow night, not saying your season's done by any means, but all that confidence that the fans had that they can maybe find some wins in the absence of Burrow. I think some of that.
Denver would be 1-3. And a lot of people have them in the playoffs.
A sneaky Super Bowl contender out of the AFC if Bo Nix, So we'll see. But all right, good stuff. Thank you, everyone that came out. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Treg comments on the page. He said a hot take. The Titans win today. Who do the Titans have today? Let's go find that. Where are the Titans today?
Titans are Texans. They're both 0-3.
Oh, the Titans, Texans. Wait, how's that a hot take, Treg? They're both 0-3. Someone has to win. He said hot take.
Maybe
Titans
they got
win.
those traffic cones blocking for C.J. Stroud. Maybe they turn up into be a blocking dummy. Hopefully.
But look, the Titans. I do like Cam Ward. I think they got a good kid in Cam Ward. We'll see. Obviously, you need 3 years. I know, not 3 weeks, but
not 3 weeks. Not 3 weeks.
But thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Again, we're going to be in Middletown next Sunday for the Sunday Morning Tailgate Show. We'll be out there recapping college football Saturday and getting you set for Week 5. But we'll hopefully be talking about some Browns and Bengals wins and Ohio State win and all that. Hopefully we're talking about the Reds in the playoffs still. But
playoffs.
The Reds are in action later today. We'll have that game for you. The Reds and the Mets. Again, just a reminder that the Reds, if they win, they're in. It does not matter what the Mets do. If the Reds win, they are in.
Baby.
It's a playoff game today. You win, you are in. It is that simple. The Reds and Brewers, 3:10 the first pitch, 2:40 pregame coverage begins right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Some other scenarios. If the Reds lose and the Mets win, the Reds season is donezo. If the Reds lose and the Mets lose, the Reds are in the playoffs. So there's not just one outcome fits all. There's, keep an eye on the Mets. The Mets just need to lose.
What time is the Reds game?
The Reds game's at 3:10, and the Mets, I believe, they start at 3:10 as well. So yeah, both games are at the same time. So people will be locked in. It's a good thing there's no Bengals football today. All Cincinnati fans could be locked in on the Reds, and turn their attention to the Bengals tomorrow. But yes, the Reds with Brady Singer on the mound. You asked earlier, I want Hunter Green on the mound. Game 1 against the Dodgers, but you brought up a good point. If they desperately need some innings, if things, you need shutdown guy to go in, do you burn Hunter Green tonight at the expense of Game 1 against the Dodgers? You said yes.
Absolutely. Because
there
is no tomorrow without today.
So there's that. There's that. But all right, everybody, thank you. That does wrap it up for us. Until next Sunday, this has been the Sunday Morning Tailgate Show presented by Frickers, live from Frickers, right here on Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM. Thank you to Adam back in the studio for holding it down.
There you go, Adam.
That wraps it up for us. Thank you.
Let's go.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knees or shoulder. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative non-surgical pain relief. Your body has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The future of pain treatment has arrived, and QC has tens of thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. This is not a Band-Aid. This is a revolutionary treatment that can get you moving again. Get your life back. And listen, it's non-surgical. If this is the year you decide to fight back against that pain, take the first step now. Call QC Kinetics. Get a free consultation on your calendar today. Call 937-936-0325. 937-936-0325.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
Polking Bowling Centers are your connection for family fun or a great night out with friends. Looking for the best venue for your upcoming event or party? Check out our VIP suite at Polking Lane South. It's a unique, state-of-the-art VIP 8-lane luxury suite. It's not too soon to book your holiday party. Call today and let the good times roll. Let us book your holiday event at any of our centers. Polking Lanes in Dayton on Wilmington Avenue, Polking Woodman Lanes in Kettering on Woodman Drive, or Polking Lane South in Centerville on Kingsridge Drive. Ho, ho, ho.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You know that expression, put a little spring in your step? Well, whoever said it must have been talking about Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with Glide Step, you get a pillow-like soft landing, then an explosive takeoff. It makes walking feel effortless. So springy, it's almost like you're floating. And speaking of effortless, have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins technology? Well, Glide Step Skechers slip-ins has got it, and you need it. Just step in. No hands necessary. And instantly your shoes are on. No bending down, no touching. It takes putting on your shoes to a new level of convenience. Whether you're running errands, walking the dog, or on your feet all day at work, Glide Step keeps you comfortable from morning to night, all with the ease of slip-ins. Plus, Glide Step Skechers slip-ins are available in styles for men, women, and kids. From casual to athletic to work footwear, even sandals. So you can get the comfort of Glide Step anywhere, anytime. Put some major spring in your step with Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
With a block kick for a return, and literally the game just started off, and it, punt block, ball picked up by, I think that's Brown.
Sidney Brown.
Yeah, it is Sidney Brown, yeah. And for scoop and score for a touchdown after the Eagles had held the Buccaneers on the first drive. It looked like it was 36 who blocked it for the Eagles.
Yeah, Mike, see, you bring up a great point there. This has been a reoccurring issue for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, specifically on their punt team. Riley Dixon, the punter, seems like he might be getting the ball off a little slow. And as you know, if an opposing special teams coordinator smells blood in the water, they are going to absolutely bring it. The Philadelphia Eagles did right there. They blocked the punt. They scoop and score for a house call the other way. So quick start for the Eagles. The Bucs have got to tighten up on special teams.
We're in the opening drive, so we can't do analysis, but it was funny. I was on the phone with an analytics guy a couple of days ago, and he was saying that one of the things no one thinks about, if you have a lot of great athletes on either kickoff coverage or punt return or whatever, it usually means a sign of a stacked roster. Because in other if you've got Sidney Brown doing that stuff, it means he's not, playing 80 snaps a game somewhere else. So it's an interesting thing that Howie Roseman's able to build a roster that's able to, obviously Jordan Davis you play him as much as possible, but he's the kind of guy who'd be able to get after a field goal team. It's just interesting what Roseman has built in that regard. All right, let's go to Detroit.
Browns at Lions.
Lions 9.5-point favorites. Normally you'd say this game is a foregone conclusion, but of course the Packers beat the Lions and the Browns beat the Packers. So the transitive property simply doesn't work in the NFL. This one's in Detroit. Mike, what are you thinking?
Well, if that's the case in UVA is better than Alabama, right?
That's right.
Look, Cleveland's played really good defense. Let's give them credit. I just think Detroit has too much at home. I don't see how Joe Flacco could score a lot of points, but look for them to keep it close. They had a remarkable end. We already talked about the remarkable ending about Philadelphia and the Rams last week. What the Browns were able to do with their own block kick was really remarkable. But I like the Lions at home, although give Jim Schwartz a lot of credit. Those young defensive players, Carson Schlesinger, Mason Graham in particular, are playing very well for Cleveland.
True.
This is all going to be dependent on how long the Cleveland Browns offense can hang in and just keep them alive. Kevin, you and I saw it last week. The Packers could not put them away. And then the fourth quarter happened, and Cleveland's defense was able to stay tight in there and give them a chance to win. And on the flip side, in the first half of the Ravens game, the Browns defense kept them in it, but then it all went haywire in the second half, and the Ravens blew them out. So I think this one could be close around halftime, but I expect the Lions to take care of business at home.
All right, let's go to New England.
Panthers at Patriots.
All right. Patriots are 5.5-point favorites at home. 5, coincidentally, the number of turnovers the Patriots had in their nightmare of a game last week. Drew, expecting anything different from this New England team?
Yeah, this New England team has been inconsistent so far this season. You know, that's got to be driving head coach Mike Vrabel crazy. But I'm more interested to see how the Carolina Panthers can come out after such a dominant divisional win a week ago when they shut out the Atlanta Falcons. Can Bryce Young build on that performance? They're off to a pretty good start, guys. Almost in the New England red zone already.
Meanwhile, we looked at it earlier. Hold on. There's a touchdown pass in Buffalo. I just want to talk to. We're in hurry up mode right now. Josh Allen hit Khalil Shakir for a 43-yard touchdown pass. Meanwhile, very quickly, Arkansas just fired Sam Pittman. We like to keep everybody up to date on college there. I'm sure there'll be some interesting names that come out there. The Falcons are up 3-0, by the way, early.
Mike T, I think I know what you're about to go
Mike,
to.
I see it. Mike, hit us.
Let's go for an update to MetLife, please.
Chargers at Giants.
Jackson Dart, guys, 15-yard touchdown run, takes the opening drive, goes right down with a very spirited drive. Extra point pending here, but Jackson Dart was 2 of 2 for 20 yards, also ran for 28 yards. Extra point is good, 7-0.
Jackson Dart was plus 375 to score a touchdown today at ESPN Bet. So I got my list here, guys. We'll go ahead and check one off.
Man, great job by you. The confidence there, it was a great play call, I thought, by Brian Daboll or Mike Kafka or whomever, to just do quarterback draw there. Nobody's really expecting it. We saw his legs in the preseason. We knew he had some legs, but the confidence there to say, hey, he's going to take this one all the way up the middle was very, very cool, Mike.
Yeah, and I thought Jesse Minter does a great job for the Chargers. I thought we'd see a lot more spying today. And, if I'm the Chargers and I know what kind of game this is probably going to be, the one thing I wouldn't let have happen is I wouldn't let Jackson Dart beat me with his legs. And look, it's only in the first quarter, but he already has 28 rushing yards.
Now, Mike, do you think that's more of an adjustment in game for the Chargers to say they wanted to see how they would utilize Jackson Dart? I mean, obviously we all know he is an athlete, but did you expect the Giants to just say, hey, go win it with both your arms and your legs, or let's just see what the Chargers give us on these first couple of drives?
Yeah, no, Drew, it's a great question. I just think going into it, you have to think to yourself, like, there's no way that this guy's just going to sit in the pocket and beat us, in his first start. And, it's the old expression, hey, if we're going to lose, let's lose left-handed. So I'm surprised by the way they defended it, because you're right. It was a design run all the way. By the way, we also have an update, guys, in Foxborough if we want to get to that game.
Do it.
Panthers at Patriots.
So Bryce Young led the Panthers down on the opening drive, 7-yard touchdown pass to Tremble for a touchdown. Extra point was no good, 6-0 with the Patriots coming up. And Bryce Young looked really good, guys, in this opening drive.
There we go. All right, we got to get to a break. I do want to say, Mike, I am left-handed, so when you say make them lose left-handed, that's always my golf game, unless I'm playing one Mike Tannenbaum, who I beat the brakes off of just a couple weeks ago. Coming up, we continue with all the scores around the league this game day on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and me, Chris Canny, from NFL to college football and, of course, Major League Baseball. And I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Dayton's radio home for Buckeyes football. 1410 WING. Dayton's ESPN Radio.
Swam away from it. Daniel Jones Island, which is made a stop in Indianapolis, Indiana, which I'm not sure any of us predicted that.
Daniel Jones with an offensive line and talent at wide receiver. He's one of the best stories going right now in the NFL.
Amber, Indiana. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. This is Freddie and Harry.
It's not so much about success, but it has to be about another word that ends in ESS, progress. You do not want to put Jackson Dart out there and they don't see progress. If they see stagnation or also he takes a step back or steps back, you're right. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, they'll be there next with Malik Neighbors. The Giants have a new head coach and a new general manager.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. ESPN presents MLB's Wild Card Series, where it's win or go home.
He got him!
Because this is the postseason.
Such a smart.
Where all it takes is one hot streak to make a run for the title.
Unbelievable! It's about to get wild.
MLB's Wild Card Series begins Tuesday on ABC, ESPN, and streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, UConn head coach Dan Hurley joins us in studio at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, plus Damian Woody at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to talk Week 4 in the NFL. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Monday, we react to Micah's return to Dallas, Jackson Dart's first start for the Giants, and all the top Week 4 storylines in the NFL. That's Monday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
Game day on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. This is just classic NFL. We were talking about how huge that line was in Saints, Bills, 15.5. You very rarely see that. You're in Buffalo. Of course, we have a scoring update in Buffalo.
Saints at Bills.
All right. A 7-play, 69-yard drive is ending in a Kendre Miller 18-yard run. It is 7-7 Bills over Saints. Drew, exactly like we thought, right, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, Spencer Rattler just put the team on his back on that drive. A couple of great quarterback scrambles to move the Saints down into the scoring territory. And then Kendre Miller with a super tough run, head down, busting through arm tackles. Extra point is good. Saints and Bills tied at 7.
Mike. Oh, wait, we have another. Is Mike lost his connection? Normally he would be all over this touchdown that just happened in
You're
Cleveland.
Exactly right.
Oh, you
wow.
want Quinshon Judkins' 4th and 1 run? Sure, I'm
we
happy
didn't
to
even give this sounder. Now you're just jumping the snap. All right, give us the sounder.
Browns at Lions.
Take it away, Mike.
All right, here we go. The aforementioned Quinshon Judkins with a 1-yard touchdown run. I'll tell you what, this is how, if you have an upset, guys, this is a way to do it. Long, sustained drives. That was a 7-minute and 10-second drive, and Cleveland gave Detroit a little dose of their own medicine here. Joe Flacco, guys, 5 of 5 for 70 yards to start the game.
Yeah, I had to go back and check if the Lions had gotten the ball because the Browns were on the field for so long. Mike, you're exactly right. They cap it off with a Quinshon Judkins touchdown. Judkins was plus 155 to score 6 today on ESPN Bet.
Jeffrey Simmons just sacked CJ Stroud. So we joked earlier, and it was a big hit. We were joking about how, maybe not joking, but if they can't protect him today, they just can't protect CJ Stroud. They may not be able to protect CJ Stroud. Mike, one thing with the Browns, I think they don't have a lot of talent on offense specifically, right? They have Joe Flacco starting. Their offensive line isn't what it once was. But one thing about them is they have a good coach in Kevin Stefanski, and they have a really talented defense. And I kind of think that even though they'll probably be picking top 5 because of just the situation they're in and the division that they're in, they're not going to be a pushover week over week, and we're starting to see that.
Yeah, no, they're playing competitive football. Again, there's a way they can win. It's hard, right? Because you just don't see a path to them winning the division, or there's so much. They're going to struggle scoring points, but they can remain competitive because of the way they're built and the way they're playing right now. And they're, as you mentioned, very well coached.
Fairburn just hit a field goal, so it's 3-0 Houston over Tennessee. So we'll keep an eye on that game. Guys, any thoughts on the Dublin game? Steelers 24, Vikings 21.
I thought it was fundamentally inexcusable that Carson Wentz, when the game is they still have a chance, it's freaking 4th and 12. Third down, he clocks the ball, and a good high school quarterback will know, hey, we got 25 seconds to get the ball off. And for him to take a delay of game is so unacceptable for a 32-year-old professional quarterback. That just can't happen. He did some good things, but I would be so disappointed in his lack of awareness. Beyond that, Aaron Rodgers hit a slant to DK Metcalf for a big play. But to me, they had a chance at the end, and I put it on Wentz.
Mm. Drew, what'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was highly interesting, the situational football at the end of the game as well. To your point, Mike, obviously Carson Beck started a week ago. He's got plenty of experience in the league, but it's inexcusable in those moments. You practice them so much throughout the week. You really, really rep those to say, this is exactly what we're going to do to manage that clock and put us in the best position to win. They were out of timeouts. They just put the Vikings in a position where they weren't going to be able to have a realistic shot at winning that game when they had fought their way back to get into that spot. Steelers end up picking the ball off late, and that's all she wrote.
All right, let's go to a score in Tampa.
Eagles at Buccaneers.
So there were all these stories this week about the Eagles going down to Florida a day early. They've struggled in Tampa in recent years. Part of that, as Mike will tell you, is that they just have a good team down there and a good roster. And they have not struggled so far. It is 14-0. Dallas Goedert has a 2-yard pass from Jalen Hurts. 14-0 after an 8-play, 73-yard drive. This is what you expect out of the Eagles, Drew.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us were expecting a tush push there. It was almost like a lateral tush push. They had quads lined up to the right side of the formation. Jalen Hurts takes the shotgun, tosses it out to Dallas Goedert, and he had a stampede blocking for him. So creative play call. I thought that was a great play call outside of what everybody probably thought was coming with the tush push, but I did not see this coming. The Eagles up 14-0 in Tampa. Reports pregame were that it felt like over 100 degrees on the field down there, so it's not affecting Philly like many of us thought it would.
It's also stats padding because that goes as a pass.
That's right.
He tossed it a little bit further. So that was set up actually by a really good run by Jalen Hurts. He had a 29-yard run that set him up in 1st and goal position.
The Falcons,
they look good.
Just ran a trick play that died. It was like one of those couple tosses behind the line of scrimmage, Drew, and it's not going to help Zach Robinson's case as OC.
No, but they're still moving the ball down the field. And Michael Penix, they're getting the ball out of Penix's hand much earlier. Drake London's gotten involved. There was a quick slant there. They got a 3rd and 3 right now at the 21-yard line. This has been the toughest thing to watch if you're a Falcons fan. When they get inside the red zone, guys, it has been anemic. They've settled for field goals. The field goal kicking has not been good. Michael Penix throws it out to Bijan Robinson, and that is a first down for the Falcons. So you're going to have first and goal at the 9-yard line. Falcons need to get 7 here to go up 10-0 on the Commanders.
Hey, guys, this is potentially a bad injury. Joe Alt was just carted off for the Chargers. And, again, Rashawn Slayer's out for the year. He was playing really good at left tackle. Again, we don't want to speculate, but hate to see any player get carted off. And Joe Alt was having a great year. And obviously now you're on the road if you're the Chargers going against a very good defensive line of the Giants. So it's something we got to monitor here.
Absolutely, especially the way Jim Harbaugh likes to play. I mean, remember when they drafted Joe Alt, they said, hey, why didn't you get an offensive weapon? He said Joe Alt is an offensive weapon. And now you have your 2 best linemen. One of them has been out for the year already from training camp after signing his contract in Slater. Now Alt's out for at least a bit. If he's being carted off, he's at least out for a couple series here. That is brutal and really hurts a team that I thought had a lot of momentum in the AFC West.
James Cook going for tough yardage, and the Bills are down to the 1-yard line. It's second and goal. So Buffalo trying to answer the New Orleans Saints after the Saints tied it up 7-7. That offense for the Bills, man, they can move the ball down the field in many different ways, and they're showing it right now on this second drive.
So Falcons in the red zone inside the 10, Bills inside the 10. We're going to keep you up to date on all of those games around the league this game day on ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and me, Michelle Smallman. I'll tell you why Bo Nix and the Broncos are facing a must-win on Monday night against the Bengals if they want to make the playoffs. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. We have it all for you every Friday night with our high school football Gridiron Game of the Week. Visit wingam.com for our complete Gridiron Game of the Week schedule, featuring the Miami Valley's biggest matchups.
So
now what do I do?
Does she like meat? Could you trust her in a box of local meat?
No, she doesn't eat red meat.
Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Been a part of some of the greatest teams we've ever seen in college football. Ed Orgeron joins the show.
Coach, I want to ask you about how would you handle dealing with all of the turnover that we're seeing in today's college football?
Hey, I didn't break it. Now you can walk through the front door with the cash. Back then we had to walk through the back door.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Coach, I was able to go to Texas A&M twice last year. We were down there for the Notre Dame and Texas A&M game, also for the Texas and Texas A&M game. I'm up in the press box, Coach.
So you're not allowed.
Because you lost both.
You're not allowed at College Station, Harry, anymore.
I'm going to bring out some luck, too, Coach. Trust me, man. I got to make this up to you, Coach.
We'll give you one more shot, Harry.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Previously on Clinton and Friends.
I would like to say mea culpa, personally, to Lions fans and anybody who considers themselves a Lions supporter. I was down on them. I thought that with the loss of both of their coordinators, that maybe that team wouldn't have the same mettle, never mind the same strategic advantage. but I was wrong.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. 7 early games are underway in the NFL, and the battle of unbeatens has been one-sided so far. The Eagles lead the Bucs 14-0. Sidney Brown with a touchdown off a blocked punt, and Dallas Goedert with a 2-yard touchdown catch. Jackson Dart with a 15-yard touchdown run in his opening drive as a starter. Giants lead the Chargers 7-0. Bills lead the Saints 14-7. Khalil Shakir has a touchdown catch. James Cook a touchdown run. Lions have just evened things up with the Browns at 7. Jahmyr Gibbs with an 8-yard touchdown run. Patriots have just evened things up with the Panthers at 6, extra point pending. Tommy Tremble has a touchdown catch in this game for Carolina. Falcons on top of the Commanders 10-0. Michael Penix Jr. with a 5-yard touchdown pass to Drake London. And the Texans lead the Titans late in the first 3-0. Earlier in Dublin, the Steelers topped the Vikings 24-21. Aaron Rodgers went 18 for 22 with a touchdown pass. Carson Wentz threw for 2 touchdowns and 350 yards, but was also picked off twice. Later today on ESPN Radio, we'll have the Bears and Raiders from Vegas. Caleb Williams and the Bears are coming up an impressive win over Dallas. Linebacker Tremaine Edmonds was happy to see his quarterback get things turned around.
He's extremely talented. You know, we see it day in, day out at practice. And it was just, great to see him put it on display for the whole world to see, you know what I mean? With a game like that, and just being able to put his athleticism, put his leadership on display for the world. And, I'm glad things worked out for him for sure.
Our coverage gets underway at 4 Eastern. The Raiders are 1.5-point favorite on ESPN Bet. College football news. Arkansas has fired head coach Sam Pittman after a blowout loss to Notre Dame yesterday. Baseball's regular season concludes today. Reds tie with the Mets hold the tiebreaker for the final wild card spot.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, UConn head coach Dan Hurley joins us in studio at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, plus Damian Woody at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Talk week 4 in the NFL. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Game day on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. I am Kevin Clark alongside Drew Butler and Mike Tannenbaum. We got a lot of scores to get to. Let's start in Atlanta.
Commanders at Falcons.
We were talking, Drew, about the Falcons looking good, moving the ball down the field. It ends in a Drake London touchdown. Falcons 10. Commanders, nothing. What'd you see there?
Yeah, Drake London scores. Looked like a quick slant. Michael Penix got the ball out very fast. Drake London was plus 165 to score a touchdown today at ESPN Bet. But for their first 2 drives, the Falcons offense looks highly efficient. Keep in mind, Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, he's out of the coach's box. He's on the sideline today calling plays for the first time this season. And guys, that looks to be the right move so far. Falcons up 10-0.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
It's 8 first downs for the Falcons, just 1 for the Commanders. And, this one's getting a long way to go here, but very, very strong start for Atlanta. Michael Penix looks much better than he did a week ago.
All right, let's go to Buffalo.
Saints at Bills.
Not even Buffalo. Isn't it like Orchard Park or something like that? Doesn't matter because James Cook has scored a touchdown. He punches it in on the drive that we were talking about earlier. He was getting some tough yardage there earlier. It is 14-7 Bills over Saints, Mike.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler's played pretty well in this game, but Buffalo, they haven't had a turnover now. It's the longest active streak right now of no games without a turnover. And right now, watching them play, unless New Orleans can somehow create a turnover, it's going to be hard for them to win this game. Josh Allen does not have an incomplete pass, 103 yards, a rating of 158 so far. So this looks like one of these games where either Spencer Rattler is going to have to play great or somehow the Saints are going to have to create a turnover.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler looks like he's out there playing backyard football, going up against the Buffalo Bills with the Saints still being winless on the season. It sounds like, or looks like, Kellen Moore, the head coach, just said, dude, we're going to need you to do whatever you can. He's moving all around the pocket, trying to extend plays any way possible. But the Bills defense, they just got a penalty there as well. It's 1st and 10 for the Saints at the end of the first quarter. Bills up 14-7.
All right, let's go to Detroit.
Browns at Lions.
Jahmyr Gibbs rushing touchdown. It is 7-7 after an 8-yard rush there. What'd you see, Drew?
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs minus 160 at ESPN Bet today to score a touchdown. And then the Lions just got a turnover. Joe Flacco threw an interception. It was intercepted by Kirby Joseph. So the Lions and Jared Goff back on the field. They're on the 32-yard line, so almost into scoring territory. They're trying to extend their lead. That's exactly what they needed to kind of slow down what the Browns were doing, keeping their offense on the field. And obviously, as you had said earlier, Mike T, the only way that the Browns have a chance to be in this game late is to keep that high-powered Lions offense off the field.
Yeah, something that, as you just mentioned, they haven't done. Also, I'm around St. Brown, off to another good start. Already 2 catches for 38 yards. So Detroit could punch this one in here. It looks like they could take control of the game.
Yep, and then an update from a game we've talked a lot about in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield looked like he was going to throw an interception. It was reversed. Cooper DeJean had the catch there. It was reversed, and so they kept the ball there with the Philadelphia 44 at the time of the no interception ruling. They are now facing second down at the Philadelphia 16, actually third down and 10. So they are in point scoring position here to try to chip away at an early 14-0 Eagles lead, Mike.
Yeah, Kevin, on that play, there was multiple personal fouls. Ultimately went against Philadelphia that helped move the ball here. And now Tampa Bay's facing a critical 3rd and 10. But it was a heck of a play by Cooper DeJean, even though he trapped it. And Baker Mayfield just had a lot of pressure on him. He fumbled, but he was able to fall on the ball. That's going to set up a field goal attempt for the Buccaneers. Credit Vic Fangio. Typically he doesn't like to bring pressure. He brought a 5-man pressure that created. Zach Bond created a fumble. Ball bounced back up to Baker Mayfield.
Commanders, by the way, inside the 10 and getting stuffed on 3rd and 1. So we'll see what they decide to do there.
They just went for it on 4th and 1. It was a quick out to Deebo Samuel. I don't think he got 2 feet. They called it a catch, and I believe it's going to be overturned. I bet you the booth brings it in an instant replay. Based on what I'm seeing right now, guys, he did not get 2 feet down again. That was a 4th down, so the Falcons should be getting the ball back.
Yeah, Drew, I don't know if you're on their payroll or not, but they actually ran another play here, so it's now 2nd and goal.
Wow.
So, I mean,
home cooking in Atlanta.
Yeah, a little home cooking here. 2nd and goal, 12:02 left to go in the second quarter, 10-0 Atlanta, but Washington is on the doorstep. That was a bang-bang play, Drew, though, with Deebo.
He didn't get his feet in, right?
Well, we'll never know. I mean,
I know.
I'm surprised, though, for something that close that, Raheem didn't throw the challenge flag.
Yeah, they must have got up to the line quick. Again, you're ahead of me, obviously, up there at
really
HQ.
Are we just talking about in life? Or are we talking about today's show? I mean, that's a...
It depends. It depends on kind of when he brought it into his fingertips.
Exactly.
It's actually it's funny. It's the NFL version, Mike, of the Deuce Robinson catch against Florida State and Virginia a couple days ago, where it was just like, when did he get possession of it?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Oh, we have a lot going on here. We got go to an update in Atlanta. We could go to an update in MetLife. We got so much going on here.
Let's start at the MetLife because we're talking about the Commanders. We'll get back to it.
Chargers at Giants.
Okay, we have Dexter Lawrence on the move here, guys. He is setting up the New York Giants for a 1st and goal. We talked about how, hey, Jackson Dart is going to energize this entire team. Well, guess what? He energized the entire team. Dexter Lawrence tips the ball to himself, and he rumbles and stumbles, and boy, oh boy, Justin Herbert makes a great job. You got to see this play, guys.
Highly athletic play by the big man.
And Justin Herbert ultimately runs down and Dexter Lawrence, but it was a great play by him. He tips the ball up. He catches it for the interception, setting up the Giants 1st and goal at the Chargers 3. There's 33 seconds left in the first quarter. Giants 7, Chargers nothing. Giants 1st and goal.
Drew, should we throw the flag on Mike for calling for a sounder for a non-score?
You know what?
Strictly against the rules of game day on ESPN Radio.
Let me make it up for the team here. Let's throw a sounder and go to Atlanta.
Commanders at Falcons.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota gets the Commanders on the board. It was a drag route by McCaffrey on the back line of the end zone. Great throw by Mariota. McCaffrey was wide open. It is now 7-10. The Commanders trail by 3 in Atlanta.
Drew, are you sure they got his feet down? I mean, shouldn't there be multiple?
Yeah, he had plenty of feet down, a lot of space in the back of the end zone there. So a great answer by the Commanders. You said it, Mike. I mean, there's a lot of football left to be played, and the Falcons felt good after going up 10-0, but this is the NFL. Those drives by the opposing team just to kind of calm everybody down, much like what the Bucs just did. I know they wanted a touchdown, but they got 3 points. It's important just to get everybody calm down and say, guys, we got a lot of football left. This one's going to be a long game.
Interesting update I had just seen. This is a game that's not happening right now, Mike, that Chris Jones in the Chiefs-Ravens game later is going to his aunt's funeral in Mississippi and is supposed to land at 2:40 local time, which is 45 minutes before kick. Obviously, it's a family member. Obviously, you want to respect that, but I'm not sure I've heard of a situation like that before. Mike, you've run a team. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, over the years, it's happened at multiple spots. And, it's one of those things, Kevin, where, you really just want to give, the proper personal, space for each, and everyone's going to handle it differently. But I'll tell you this, the inverse is, if you don't give the player the option, you can lose your locker room, because people will look at that really harshly in terms of you don't know what the situation is. You don't know how close the connection is. So it's far from ideal. But, look, Andy Reid's a coach, someone that's beyond reproach, going to the Hall of Fame. And it's just one of those things where every situation is different, but it puts the team in a tough situation, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Having played for both Mike Tomlin and Bruce Arians, and even going back to college with Coach Mark Richt, every one of those head coaches made it very clear family is first, right? Without your family, you're not going to be in this position. And all it takes is communication. I'm sure Chris Jones went to Andy Reid, went to the general manager, explained the situation, asked for some grace in that moment. And, of course, they do the right thing. I'll be interested to see what kind of energy Chris Jones brings today to the game. It's a huge game for Kansas City, but that's tough. And obviously thoughts and prayers out to his family.
Did we do a sounder for what just happened in New England? Do we have that? Let's go. I love
Panthers
this.
and Patriots.
Right. So here's the stats, boys. This is how football works. The Panthers have 9 first downs. The Patriots have 0. The Patriots are winning because they just had an 87-yard Marcus Jones punt return for a touchdown. 7-6 Patriots over the Panthers. Drew Butler. You can't give up 87-yard punt returns.
No, this is my buddy Sam Martin, too. He's a great player, been in the league for a very long time. I'm talking about the punter for the Panthers. And, guys, this was like a pooch punt inside the 20, and credit to the New England Patriots. They put a great block out there. I think they might have taken advantage of the Panthers maybe expecting a fair catch in that situation, but an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown, and they had an absolute caravan marching them down the field to put 6 on the board. So a big energy play there for New England. And as you said, Kevin, they lead 7-6 right now, despite not having much going on the offensive side of the ball.
All right, so a couple of red zone teams right now. Looking at, obviously, the Giants are facing 2nd and goal, end of the first quarter at the Chargers 7. That's something to watch there. The Eagles have a 4th and 3 on their own 37, so the Bucs get the ball back, trying to chip away. Bills also backed up to their own 13 right now. They've got a ways to go. Titans, meanwhile, are almost at midfield against the Texans after a chunk play. We'll keep you updated on all of those scores around the league this game day on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Coming up in the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and me, Evan Cohen. 2 in-studio guests. First, Damian Woody at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to talk Week 4 of the NFL. Then UConn head basketball coach Dan Hurley at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
You're on the list for Macy's Fall VIP Sale. That means you're invited to save big on this season's top designer looks at prices you'll love. like an extra 30% off Calvin Klein, Steve Madden, Hugo Boss, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty and fragrance from Estee Lauder, Lancome, and so many others. This only happens a few times a year. Don't miss the fall VIP sale. Today, only at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The Reds are on the radio. Every hit, every strikeout, every Reds victory. You can catch all of the action all season long right here on Dayton's home of the Reds, 1410 ESPN Radio.
ESPN app.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, UConn head coach Dan Hurley joins us in studio at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, plus Damian Woody at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Talk week 4 in the NFL. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Exclusively on ESPN, UFC 320, Saturday. An epic rematch for the light heavyweight title as reigning champion Magomed Ankalaev defends his belt against former champion Alex Pereira. Plus, reigning bantamweight champion Barack Dwalish-Willie defends his title against Corey Sandhagen. UFC 320, Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
So how did your NFL team do this weekend when it comes to week 4? We got all the reaction you need on the Red Game Monday edition of Freddie and Harry with Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman. And plus a doubleheader Monday night because we have to talk about it because we're obligated to. 3 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN Plus.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Monday, we'll get you set up for 2 Monday Night Football matchups and get you caught up on anything you might have missed from the weekend. We'll discuss on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Game day on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. I am Kevin Clark alongside Drew Butler and Mike Tannenbaum. Game day on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. They offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance. Visit progressive.com. A lot to get to. I want to start, Mike, with what we just saw in Orchard Park, New York with Jonas Sanker and the New Orleans Saints. What'd you see?
Yeah, Jonas Sanker from that football juggernaut.
The Grounds.
The Grounds, University of Charlottesville. Unbelievable interception. Josh Allen was taking a shot deep. Third-round pick, made a tremendous interception. We talked earlier, guys, right? The only chance they really have the Saints try to be a road underdog to win the game is create a turnover. They did that. Credit them. And again, Spencer Rattler off to a good start so far. There's 12:45 to go in the second quarter. He's 3 of 4, 35 yards, and has an additional 24 yards rushing.
Meanwhile, a couple drive updates. The Titans, I said they got into the midfield area against the Texans. A trick play went awry. DK took a 4-yard. It was supposed to be a throwback to Cam Ward. Texans blew it up. So and lose 4 yards in that play. Cam Ward gets sacked. They have to punt, and so now the Texans have the ball at the Houston 40-yard line. So still 6-0 there. Houston over Tennessee. Drew, you were making some unpleasant sounds at Michael Penix. Is that because he took a bad sack?
Well, I'm glad he did take a bad sack because his knee was down. He ended up throwing the ball. It almost looked like a fumble. The Commanders thought they had it. However, Penix was down. The very next play, Michael Penix finds Drake London on a long go route down the left side of the field. So the Falcons now second down at the 23-yard line. They're about to be in scoring territory. That Penix to London connection looks really good today. And Michael Penix, guys, he looks pretty comfortable given the catastrophe that went down in Carolina last weekend.
And did London pick up a DPI too? It looked like there was a flag, the defensive holding, maybe a little tug.
I think the DB kind of tugged at his waist on a double move route. But Drake London still got behind him. It was a great ball by Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons. They keep moving the ball down the field, so we'll see if they can get rid of some of these red zone issues they've had.
Hey, Kevin,
I've always thought those should count like an and one in basketball. You should still be able to add on the 5-10 yards. Mike, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to front run you here and give a sounder in New England.
Nice.
Panthers at Patriots.
See, Mike, I'm just running the read option here. I can keep the ball whenever I want. I can cut you out of the whole deal. All right. You know what? Tell us what happened because Drake May just found the end zone.
Yeah, on a 5-yard run. Well played, my friend. 14-7 New England. Drake May, 5-yard run, following up that special teams play. Defense is playing better today, again, after that devastating loss a week ago to Pittsburgh.
You knew Mike Vrabel wasn't going to have 2 nightmare games in a row. I just think he's too good of a coach for that. It was if you're a Patriots fan, that game last week drives you crazy. And so I didn't think they were going to have 2 games in a row like that. They let Bryce Young look really good on that first drive, but I think this is more of Patriots football, Drew.
Yeah, and it was a great drive as well. 6 plays, 80 yards, just over 3 minutes. It seems like, guys, Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, he trusts Drake May. He wants to give Drake May every opportunity to continue growing up, to be a dominant starting quarterback in this league. So I think everybody in the Patriots organization knows, hey, this is our quarterback of the future. We might have some growing pains, but I think they've got the right guys there with the leadership of Mike Vrabel as head coach and Josh McDaniels at OC.
Meanwhile, CJ Stroud's taking a lot of hard hits, guys. I don't know if you've seen any of these hits, but they're teeing off on him. And this it's getting to a point where, and I know he's had his flaws this year, Mike, but it's getting to be like, starting to blame that front office for not being able to protect an incredible asset, an incredible player, because he is getting the crap knocked out of him so far.
Yeah, Kevin, totally agree. Like, if we were running the Texans, if the 3 of us were there, job 1, 2, and 3 would be, hey, we have to protect CJ Stroud.
Gotta keep him upright.
And I just don't understand by trading Laramie Tunsil how we feel like we're better doing that than without him. So, look, there's always salary cap concerns. Maybe there were other considerations, but to me, that would be job 1, 2, and 3. And Kevin, if we may, can we go to Drew Butler for an update here?
We sure can.
Yeah, I'm 25 miles away. Let's throw a sounder for Atlanta.
Commanders at Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons cap off a touchdown drive with Bijan Robinson, an incredible run. Looked like he was stopped in the middle of the line of scrimmage. However, his body control, his versatility, he bounces around, finds the end zone. So the Atlanta Falcons now up 17-7 over the Washington Commanders. This is a great sight to see if you're a Falcons fan. 17 points, a lot of time left in the second quarter after getting shut out just a week ago in Charlotte.
Riley Dixon, by the way, in Tampa Bay, just had an 18-yard shanked punt.
Not good. Not good after getting one blocked for a touchdown in the early first quarter. So Riley Dixon, guys, he has not had a good start to the season. That might have been something mental, trying to get the ball out a little bit quicker. You know, they're going to bring pressure since you've already had a punt blocked. But an 18-yard shank, that never feels good. I can promise you that.
A couple more updates. Joe Flacco has thrown an interception, and then a couple of drives later, or after that, the Lions were able to get a field goal, so it's 10-7. And now the Lions are starting another drive after a 3-and-out. So it's 10-7, Lions over the Browns, but it looks like it's going to go the way maybe we thought it was going to go, where the Lions are starting to impose their will a little bit in that one. Meanwhile, the Chargers have the ball. I'm looking here. It's a 10-yard penalty, but they're going to have 1st and 20 at the Giants' 30. So they were about to be in the red zone, but there was an illegal block above the waist against Ladd McConkey. What are they teaching them in Athens, Drew Butler? But no, it's we'll keep an eye on that one and any other scoring opportunities now. Bills, by the way, backed up to their own 3. And so we don't know if they're going to be able to get points there. And, of course, the Eagles out near midfield after that shank might be able to put the game away here in the second quarter.
But by the way, Kevin, you made a point. They just showed CJ Stroud on the sideline. He did not look happy. And look, they are winning. It's 6-0. But that is a really good point because he has a chance to be, part of that next generation of really good quarterbacks. And you just hate to see somebody not be able to maximize their abilities.
He looks dejected, Mike. He really does. Yeah. And obviously, he cannot be, as the starting quarterback, a guy on the sideline getting frustrated, getting riled up, kind of fighting with the coaches, because he knows that he's got to remain calm to at least keep his guys involved in the game, talking from a mental perspective. But, man, for the talent that he has, the fact that he doesn't have any time to operate, he's always trying to fight from getting sacked for a loss of yards. It's just a tough watch right now for the Texans because, again, this is a team that won a playoff game a year ago. They're 0-3, and they're struggling right now. I know they're up 6-0, but they should be at home against a divisional opponent in the Titans. They should be winning this football game by more than just 6 points right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Josh Allen just threw a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
He was trying to give the Saints a second interception, and they said, you know what? No, thank you, Josh. You don't have to do that. Gosh, that was a bad throw and worse hands by a Saint DB.
Jonas Sanker. Not everybody can be Jonas Sanker, who had the interception earlier.
Oh my gosh!
I will say. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say you have to see this replay. The ball is tipped, so always right. Tips and overthrows are when most interceptions happen, and it was who was it? It was Pete Warner. It was a linebacker. Hit him between the 2 and the 0. Just dropped it. They would have been in the red zone had he held on to it.
Woof. Well, Bills, listen, they can normally figure this stuff out, but they've had an inconsistent start to the season in some of this stuff. Meanwhile, we got to check out the flag. We have to go to break here in a second. There's a interesting thing going on in the Chargers game we will tell you about on the other side. There's Game Day on ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and me, Chris Canny. From NFL to college football and, of course, Major League Baseball. And I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Talk about stepping up. It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Get everything you need for your next project at Menards. Elevate your home with new flooring from Shaw. Durable, waterproof vinyl plank offers high foot traffic performance. Warm and luxurious carpet offers soft underfoot comfort. Shaw has the perfect floor you need for your home. Shop our great selection of Shaw flooring in store and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Polking Bowling Center's
Dayton's radio home for Buckeyes football. 1410 WING. Dayton's ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. 7 NFL games are in the second quarter. In the battle of the unbeatens, it's all Philadelphia. Eagles lead the Bucs 21-3. Jalen Hurts 10 for 11, 98 yards, 2 touchdown passes to Dallas Goedert. Jackson Dart has a 15-yard touchdown run in his debut. Giants lead the Chargers 10-3. A touchdown pass by Michael Penix Jr., a touchdown run by Bijan Robinson. Falcons lead the Commanders 17-7. Bills on top of the Saints 14-7. Khalil Shakir with a 43-yard touchdown catch and run. Lions lead the Browns 10-7. Jahmyr Gibbs with an 8-yard touchdown run for Detroit. Patriots lead the Panthers 14-6. Marcus Jones has an 87-yard punt return for a score, and Drake May has a 5-yard touchdown run. Texans lead the Titans 6-0. Earlier in Ireland, the Steelers built a 24-6 lead, hung on to beat the Vikings 24-21. Aaron Rodgers 18 for 22 in the win. Carson Wentz 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was also picked off twice. Later today, the Bears visit the Raiders, the second game of our ESPN Radio doubleheader and select ESPN Radio affiliates. Our coverage kicks off at 4 Eastern. Also today, the Ravens visit the Chiefs. Both teams are 1-2. Coach Andy Reid is hoping his offense built some momentum in the second half of last week's game.
Yeah, I thought it was better the second half, for sure. Yeah, ended on you end on a good note that way, but you got to build on that. So that's you're going against a good defense.
The Ravens, a 2.5-point road favorite on ESPN Bet. College football, Arkansas is fired head coach Sam Pittman. Baseball's regular season ends today. 1 playoff spot up for grabs, the final NL wildcard spot. Reds hold the tiebreaker over the Mets. They get it with a win over the Brewers. The Mets are in with a Cincinnati loss and win over Miami.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, UConn head coach Dan Hurley joins us in studio at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, plus Damian Woody at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Talk week 4 in the NFL. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
It doesn't matter how we win, it's if we win.
Let's go, man! We fly around, we make plays, we win the game. You take advantage of the moment. It's over the goal, baby. It's over right now. A tremendous catch.
And I just want to win so badly.
It's the Jets. He's gone. Let's go.
Windows my whole career.
He's got it. Touchdown.
This is Game Day on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Play for the guy beside you and find a way to win a football game.
Game Day, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 8. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. 1-888-729-3776. I'm Kevin Clark alongside Drew Butler and Mike Tannenbaum, who is beaming from his UVA win over Florida State just 3 nights ago. But we're talking NFL right now. Let's go to Tampa Bay.
Eagles at Buccaneers.
Here's a good way, Drew Butler, we were talking about, everybody talking about Zach Robinson and the OCs on the hot seat. Here's a good way to get off the hot seat or the talk radio waves, whatever it is. It's start pouring it on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's what the new Eagles offensive staff is doing right now. Dallas Goedert makes it 21-3. This is a legitimate, I hate to use this word, but this is a legitimate statement from the Eagles, Drew.
It absolutely is. The Buccaneers still undefeated on the season. Baker Mayfield's done great in the second half, getting the Buccaneers to 3-0, but the Eagles answering the bell in a big way down on the road in Tampa, 21-3 right now, still 5 minutes left in the second quarter. How about Jalen Hurts, 10 of 11 passing, 98 yards and 2 touchdowns after they finished the first half last week with negative passing yards total. So a statement indeed by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Also, game ball will be going to Riley Dixon for the Eagles because he's the Tampa Bay punter who's had one blocked and another 18-yarder. Tampa Bay just got they're off the field. Philadelphia deflected a Baker Mayfield pass on third down. So now Philadelphia has a chance to score again before halftime, guys. 21-3, 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Not going as it expected in Tampa Bay right now for the Bucs. News from Game Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Game Day on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with renter's insurance. Visit progressive.com. Let's get to a full scoreboard update. Love this music. All right. Falcons up 17-10 on the Commanders. 5:24 to go in the second quarter there. How about this? The Bills are only up 14-7 on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have a 2nd and 6 at the Buffalo 45. 8:40 to go in that one. Remember, the Bills were favored because they're at home by 15.5 points, which is almost in the top 10 for biggest spreads, I believe, in the last 25 years. So it's almost sort of in that conversation, and yet the Saints are hanging in there and might be able to get points before the half. Lions up 10-7 on the Browns. Lions have a 4th and 11 at their own 38, so the Browns will get the ball back. We'll see if Joe Flacco can do something there. Patriots are at the Carolina 25. It says first and goal here, so we can guess that things are not going well the last few plays, but it's 14-6. Patriots over the Panthers in that one. 7:47 to go in the second quarter. Giants up 10-3 on the Chargers in the Jackson Dart starting regular season debut. 6:43 to go there. Giants have a 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Eagles, as we just said, up 21-3. Eagles have the ball back at their own 25. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter in a game the Bucs probably desperately want to get to the half. Texans still up 6-0 on the Titans. They're at the Tennessee 42, facing a 2nd and 11 with 3 minutes to go in that one. Kind of a weird window here so far, Mike.
Yeah, and breaking news, University of Virginia is now 24th in the nation. The poll just came out.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's good. A lot of interesting things going on here. Giants, Jackson Dart got sacked, and then they threw a completed pass. It was 3rd and 13. They marked him short. Brian Daboll challenged it, and lots going on in this game. Giants now have the ball. Now it's 2nd and 10, guys. They are at the 50-yard line. They were able to reverse the call. Good challenge by Brian Daboll. And, boy, it would be great from the Giant perspective, Kevin and Drew, if they get more points here before halftime.
Drew, real quick, you went to Georgia. You had an amazing career. But having now seen the ascension of the Virginia program this weekend, do you wish you went to an actual football power for college?
Look, I mean, University of Virginia and the University of Georgia, 2 great public institutions in our nation. There's no question about it. But that Friday night game, Virginia beating Florida State in double overtime, it was incredible. That right there, folks, is how you rush a football field. It looked like Braveheart out there. So congrats to Virginia. My dogs took one on the chin last night, losing to Alabama for like the 1,000,000th time. So I'm licking my wounds today.
Meanwhile, breaking news, CJ Stroud just took another big hit. And I just don't know what you do. He was swarmed by 2 Titans players on what amounts to a coverage sack, but it wasn't like he was holding on to the ball forever. It's now going to be 3rd and 17, and this is becoming untenable for Houston Texans team, which knew they had to address this in the offseason. It's brutal.
Yeah. Also, we have a non-sounder update in Detroit. Joe Flacco intercepted pass for Jerry Jeudy by DJ Reed. Detroit has the ball, 10-7 lead, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, 4:26 to go in the second quarter.
Another minor update, too, in Buffalo. Spencer Rattler keeps it on a short 3rd and 1. They do get the first down, so the Saints are driving. They want to tie this game up. Mike T, it'd be a great time for the Bills to find their first turnover of the season, because I tell you what, if you're in a Survivor League, odds are you took the Buffalo Bills if you had them today. If the Saints can find a way to knock off the Bills in Orchard Park, it would be catastrophic for Survivor Leagues all across the country.
Hey, Kevin, you know how we know Drew went to Georgia, not Virginia, is every single one of his updates involves some sort of line or gambling. So I don't know what your major was in Athens, but my gosh.
Hey, I know what the people want, man. If they're listening to us, it's for a reason.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that, Drew. I'm more, as I went to University of Miami. So what side am I going to be on? I'm going to be on the side of degeneracy in all situations. But I actually was at the Ryder Cup on Friday and then took a golf nap after. So I was a late arrival to the Virginia game. I watched the last 2 minutes of it and then overtime. So that was my Friday. I had quite a day out there. Meanwhile, by the way, the Patriots are facing a 2nd and goal as we flicked at earlier from the 25, and then they're still going backwards a little bit. They have a 3rd and goal. Another flag just flew in. At this point, the Patriots are just going to want to try to make it a 2-possession game and make it a 17-6 type of game.
Yeah, Kev, I think on that one, though, that last penalty was on Carolina, because now it's actually 2nd and goal now, New England at about the 5-yard line. That last one was on Nick Scott for tripping on a big – well, that was a massive penalty.
It was a trip, though.
Yeah.
Textbook trip.
Before the Patriots had the ball on this drive, guys, they had 14 offensive points while only running 10 plays, and their time of possession was like 3 minutes. So they're obviously marching downfield right now, 2nd and 4, and it looks like they just scored a touchdown. So the Patriots will go up 20-6 against the Panthers with an extra point pending. That was Travion Henderson.
Man, that tripping penalty made it 1st and goal at the 10, as you said, and they're able to get in there. Man, that's a huge swing for a Panthers team that was trying to get anything going here in their season after they looked a lot better last week against the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people thought they were going to take a step forward as an organization. Hasn't really happened just yet. Meanwhile,
we got some big news in MetLife. Malik Neighbors is down, and he is grabbing his right knee. It does not look good. He looks like he is in some serious pain. We never want to speculate, but guys, that's not something you want to see.
Yeah, Jackson Dart tried to hit him on a deep pass. He got tangled up. And Drew, as Drew said, he's just holding his knee. A lot of pain. Hopefully he's okay.
Oh, man.
By the way, Saints hit a 54-yard field goal, 14-10, Buffalo, 5:31 to go, 2nd quarter.
The 3rd and 17 we were talking about with the Texans, they threw it to, I think it was Nico Collins, Stroud did, and it was about a yard short of the stick. So we'll see if they have a decision to make or not. It's a 2-minute warning. The Texans are trying to say that they got a first down. I don't think they did, but they're going to have a big decision to make right before the end of the half. My feeling is the Titans haven't moved the ball, frankly, all season. I think you just kind of, if it's a 4th down, you pin them deep. You don't take too many chances here in a game where I think if you get up 2 scores, you might win this one.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And again, we thought this was going to be a get-right game for Houston. And they are controlling the ball. They have it for 18 minutes and 46 seconds. But as you guys have mentioned repeatedly, C.J. Stroud's been sacked a couple of times. And he just doesn't look comfortable, only leading to 2 Fairburn field goals. By the way, Cam Ward from the University of Miami is 3 of 9 for 40 yards.
It's a system thing. If he was back at Miami, he'd look great. If he got the Diego Pavia waiver and was able to be back at Miami, he would look amazing right now.
I'll tell you what, guys, going back to this Neighbors injury, though, it's incredible how many injuries have been sustained across the league from star players just through 3 weeks and 2 quarters now. Yep. You hate to see it, but, man, Jackson Dart, especially with the energy that he had brought the Giants and this quick start that they're having against the Los Angeles Chargers up there in MetLife, that just deflates everybody on the sidelines and into the stands. So, again, hope Malik Neighbors is okay.
And to your point, Drew, that also includes Joe Altlo, who's as quintessentially important as anybody else, to the success of the Chargers, especially with Rashawn Slater out. And we should get to a sounder, guys, in Detroit.
Browns at Lions.
Okay, the better team is starting to flex their muscles here, guys. Short pass, Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2-yard touchdown. Extra point pending. Detroit 16, Cleveland 7, 3 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Like I said, starting to get a little flex here. Jared Goff looks pretty good. 9 of 13, 79 yards, touchdown. Extra point is good.
I find the Detroit Lions short yardage offensive play calling to be some of the most creative that I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown was wide open right there. Going back to last week against the Ravens, some of those 4th down calls I've never seen before. Everybody had just chalked it up to it being Ben Johnson, but John Morton, guys, he looks like he's settling in pretty nice as a Detroit Lions offensive coordinator.
It helps to have maulers on the offensive line who you know are going to give you time
They're loaded.
to do anything that you want. Coming up next, we'll get you all of the scores around the league as we near halftime in most of the 1 p.m. slate. This is Game Day on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
Polking Bowling Centers are your connection for family fun or a great night out with friends. Looking for the best venue for your upcoming event or party? Check out our VIP suite at Polking Lane South. It's a unique, state-of-the-art VIP 8-lane luxury suite. It's not too soon to book your holiday party. Call today and let the good times roll. Let us book your holiday event at any of our centers. Polking Lanes in Dayton on Wilmington Avenue, Polking Woodman Lanes in Kettering on Woodman Drive, or Polking Lane South in Centerville on Kings Ridge Drive. Ho, ho, ho.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
If you're a sports fan in the Miami Valley, make sure you subscribe to Dayton's ESPN Radio YouTube channel. Buckeyes, Browns, Bengals, local high school sports, Dayton Flyers, Wright State Raiders, and more. Search ESPN Dayton on YouTube and subscribe today.
Game Day on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80, presented by Progressive Insurance, 1-888-729-3776. I'm Kevin Clark, alongside Mike Tannenbaum and Drew Butler. Guys, obviously the news right now for the New York Giants, that Malik Neighbors has gone off on a cart. It looked like he was in a lot of pain after jumping, but the secondary news, and if there is such thing as a consolation prize when you have an injury like that, this is it. Jackson Dart looks good, and they're moving the ball, guys.
Yeah, he looks like everything we talked about: energy, enthusiasm, athleticism, making plays with his arm, making plays with his legs, converting, third and long, something that they weren't getting done with Russell Wilson.
My question to you, Mike, is do you think that obviously he looks great. He's comfortable. He got reps in the preseason. Sitting out those first 3 games, do you think now's the perfect time to put him in? He's seen Russell Wilson operate. He kind of understands the flow of a game day. And now he has the confidence in himself to say, I can do this. And he's showing it today.
No, not at all. I would have played him from day one, snap one.
Got you.
The way we did with Mark Sanchez. Give him, a package that he can, work with and strive in. Maybe it's 20 passes downfield. It's a bunch of runs. It's behind the line of scrimmage. But just his ability to make plays with his legs. This is a different offense. He just threw the ball into the end zone. Which was incomplete, but they called PI on the Chargers. So he's making the opponent defend the whole field, which is something they didn't have to do with Russell Wilson.
Speaking of defending the whole field, the Carolina Panthers special teams is defending no blade of grass right now. Marcus Jones just returned another punt return to the 15-yard line where he got tripped up, and he could have stayed on his feet if he was maybe a little better, a little more superhuman. I think, 9 times out of 10, you're going to fall there, but it wasn't like he got driven to the ground. He just got tripped up at the 15-yard line. So it is 21-6. Patriots over the Panthers, but the Patriots are in business here because Marcus Jones is apparently an amazing punt returner, Drew.
I'll tell you what, man, those special teams plays are such momentum builders. And I don't want to say teams get lulled into a sleep, whether it be on kickoff return or punt return. But if there's a lot of fair catches, you kind of get into the flow of the football game and just come to expect that. But early in the game, the Patriots get an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown. Now all 11 of those guys on the field, every single 4th down, are saying, let's go out there and give it 110% because we know we have an opportunity to create a big play, and they have continued to do that. Drake May just found Hunter Henry for what looks to be another touchdown. I think he got over the goal line. So the Patriots extending their lead against the Carolina Panthers.
So that was one of 3 teams in the red zone. The other is the aforementioned New York Giants with a 3rd and 11 at the Chargers 13. The third one is the New Orleans Saints, who were at the Buffalo 19, 1st and 10, down 14-10 in a game where they were 15.5-point underdogs. Mike, does anything scream NFL more than this situation right here?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Kevin. Like it really doesn't. And again, we talked about the only way that the Saints could have a chance meaningfully is to create a turnover, which they did. They could have had a second one. Jonas Sanker had one interception. Pete Warner dropped the other. But yeah, the Saints have the ball now. It's 3rd and 1 at the Buffalo 10, 1:47 left in the second quarter. They're 10 yards away, guys, from taking the lead.
Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not going to be as bad as expected. Aiden Hutchinson was just down on the field for the Detroit Lions. They were panning to fans. They were not looking very optimistic about it. However, he just got up and jogged off the field. So
he got
sighs
chipped.
of relief.
Yeah, no, he got chipped on a pass rush. He's fine. He just got, I think it was just the wind knocked out of him. Philadelphia just kicked a field goal, so they extend their lead in Tampa Bay. It is now 24-7. And Atlanta just got the ball back, 22 seconds to go in the second quarter. They have the ball in the lead, 17-10 for your Falcons, Drew, at their own 25.
Texans and Titans are into the half, 6-0 is the score there. Houston still on top. As we said, Commanders and Falcons pretty close to halftime. And then Eagles and Bucks will get to halftime soon, only 58 seconds left there. Lions, 55 seconds to go in that one, still up 17-7 on the Browns. So most of these games get into the half. Some surprises. I'm obsessed with this Saints-Bills game. I mean, just
Spencer Rattler just converted on a 3rd and 1, so the Saints are going to be at the 9-yard line, first and goal, 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the second quarter.
It's incredible. I mean, Mike, you can speak to this, but the one thing I think we always get trapped into is the difference in talent between the Bills and the Saints isn't that massive. It's not college football. It's not, when Miami plays Bethune-Cookman College, right? It is not that.
It's not like when UVA plays Florida State.
Exactly right. And they impose their will on the defensive line.
Right. No, it's a great point. And that's why, there's a lot of chatter. We talked earlier about, when should Jackson Dart start?
Yeah.
Not against the Chargers, but against the Saints. Well, at least the Saints have, Demario Davis, and they have, Cam Jordan, amongst others. Like, everybody has good players. So I think it's a great point, Kevin. And, you play Jackson Dart regardless of the schedule. Look, he's acquitting himself very, very well. We know the Chargers are good, but everybody has good players in this league.
That's the beauty of the NFL. That's why it's the best product in sports. That's the parity. That's why all these games seemingly come down to the last minute, last play, week in and week out. And the Saints are trying to score against the Buffalo Bills. But, guys, again, that would just be a massive upset if somehow, some way New Orleans finds a way to beat the Bills in Buffalo.
The thing, Mike, that evaluators have said to me, you probably said something similar to me, is like when you talk about the talent level in the NFL and how good even the New Orleans Saints are, it's that some of the guys who get cut in June after minicamp that no one even gives a second thought to, a lot of those guys are the best player to ever play for their hometown. You know, right. and guys who played at high level Big Ten schools and you know, maybe they won Big 12 awards and stuff. Doesn't matter. You're cut in June, and then you make the New Orleans Saints. So yeah, it's a good reminder every time a team like the Saints hangs with a team like the Bills. This ain't college football. This is the NFL, and this is what I love about it. So they've got a 2nd and goal, 1:42 to go on the Buffalo 5-yard line. This is beautiful stuff, guys.
Yeah, and it looks like an incomplete pass, but I'll tell you what, Spencer Rattler, the game's starting to slow down for him. The way he could buy some extra time, some of the nuances that you need to play the position well. He's had a very productive first half for the Saints.
Meanwhile, let's quickly get to a sounder in New England because the Hunter Henry thing was ruled short. We do have a score there now.
Panthers at Patriots.
Antonio Gibson, 1-yard run up the middle after the Hunter Henry pass, stalled at the goal line, 28-6. Patriots over the Panthers. This one looks over, Drew.
Yeah, Marcus Jones, 2 punt returns, 148 yards, and a touchdown. It's almost halftime. That's pretty incredible. That's going to give your team a great opportunity to win the game outright. I said it earlier. I was looking forward to seeing how the Carolina Panthers would respond after their 30-0 shutout victory over division rival Atlanta Falcons a week ago. I think it's safe to say it's not going as expected. Right now, the Patriots up 28-6 with just under 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
All right. That's not a game to watch, but we got a bunch of games to watch in this one, including whatever sound Mike Tannenbaum is making. We got a hard out, but we're going to update you on all the 1 p.m. slate. This is Game Day on ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and me, Michelle Smallman. I'll tell you why Bo Nix and the Broncos are facing a must-win on Monday night against the Bengals if they want to make the playoffs. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Cashback is not available
available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. We have it all for you every Friday night with our high school football gridiron game of the week. Visit wingam.com for our complete gridiron game of the week schedule, featuring the Miami Valley's biggest matchups.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. 7 NFL games are at or near the half. One of them in Tampa, where the Eagles lead the Bucs 24-3. 2 touchdown catches in this game from Dallas Goedert. Jackson Dart with a 15-yard touchdown run. Late first half, Giants lead the Chargers 13-3. At the half, the Falcons on top of the Commanders 17-10. Bijan Robinson with a 15-yard touchdown run. Bills leading the Saints 14-10 late in the first half. It's the Lions over the Browns 20-7. Amon-Ra St. Brown has a touchdown catch for Detroit. The Patriots were down 6-0. They have rattled off 28 straight points near the half. Now on top of the Panthers 28-6. A Marcus Jones 87-yard punt return was the first touchdown for New England. They have reached the half at Houston, a field goal battle. Texans leading the Titans 6-0. Earlier in Dublin, the Steelers stopped the Vikings 24-21. Aaron Rodgers 18 for 22 in the win. Carson Wentz 350 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but also threw 2 interceptions. Coming up later today on ESPN Radio, we'll have the Bears and Raiders from Vegas. Our coverage gets underway in about 90 minutes. Also today, the Jaguars visit the 49ers. Brock Purdy is set to return to quarterback for San Francisco, and he says he won't be thinking about the injury, which initially kept him sidelined, but he is expected to go today. 49ers a 3.5-point favorite on ESPN Bet. College football. Arkansas has fired Coach Sam Pittman after a blowout loss at home to Notre Dame. It is the final day of baseball's regular season. One playoff spot is still up for grabs. That's the final NL wildcard spot. The Reds get it with one of the Brewers. The Mets get it with a Reds loss and a win over Miami.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday from the NFL to college football and, of course, Major League Baseball. I'll recap it all in my upon further review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Game day on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Joining us now on the Dr. Pepper call-in line, Sal Paolantonio, ESPN NFL reporter. He is at Bucs Eagles, where a 64-yard field goal was just converted for the Bucs, but it's been all Eagles so far. Sal, I'll start with this. I just saw some numbers that basically Todd Bowles is bringing blitzes, and Jalen Hurts has the answer for all of them. What's been working for Hurts so far?
Well, the quick runs, quick hits on the screens, nice little slant route, a couple times to Devontae, once to A.J. Brown. I mean, they had the answers. And I think that's one of the things that's been missing from people analyzing Todd Bowles' record against Jalen Hurts is, in my view, and when I talked to Todd on Friday, he admitted it, Jalen is just a better quarterback than when they met 364 days ago here in Tampa. His pre-snap recognition is better. Their offensive scheme is better. They just overall are just a better offensive team because Jalen Hurts' ability, read, recognize, change plays at the line of scrimmage. You're seeing now all the time.
Hey, Sal, outstanding work as usual today. I think you have a real future as a meteorologist if this football stuff doesn't work out for you. How about the other side of the ball, Sal? What's working for the Eagle defense against this Buccaneer offense?
They do a really good job, Mike, of matching routes. And this is something that Sean McVay talked about after the game last week when the Eagles shut them down in the second half when the Rams came into Philadelphia. And when I talked to Baker Mayfield on Friday, he said there's one thing that he saw on film that was pretty significant was their ability to match routes and make the quarterback hold the ball a beat or two longer. And I think you're seeing that today with Quinyon Mitchell on Godwin and a really good job by Keely Ringo on Emeka Egbuka.
Sal, the Eagles dominating today down in Tampa Bay. It's been complimentary football, but it got started by the special teams. Keep in mind how the game ended last week, a blocked field goal return for a touchdown by Jordan Davis. The Eagles start things off today with a blocked punt that was returned for a touchdown by Sidney Brown. Seems like the Eagles are really leaning on the third phase to break away in these games.
Yeah, you think so? Definitely. I covered that game last week. First time I had ever seen in my 40 years of sports coverage, back-to-back field goals blocked by anybody. We had everybody look at it, Evan Kapler and Sig, Elias, and nobody could find back-to-back field goals blocked in the fourth quarter. So that was significant. But I'd like them to look up the last time in NFL history a team blocked the field goal on the last play of the game, and then on the first special teams play of the game, blocked a punt, both for returns for touchdown. So I don't know if that's ever happened in NFL history. They do a really good job in their special teams and have for quite some time. But this is pretty, historic. It's once in a generation kind of stuff.
Thank you, Sal.
Okay, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Sal Paolantonio, one of the greats. You're right, Mike Tannenbaum. Sal's got a future as a meteorologist. He can do whatever he wants. He's like Travis Hunter. Just let him do whatever he wants.
He brings up a great point on the two consecutive scoring plays in back-to-back games. I saw they flashed it. The Eagles blocked a kick or a punt for a touchdown in back-to-back games for the first time since 2014.
Hey, guys, can we go to a sounder?
Oh, we sure can. We get ready? Do we need to do our own sounder?
Sure.
Mike, there we go.
Chargers at Giants.
Mike, real quick, Mike, I'm going to let you set it up, but if we didn't actually get the sounder, I was going to make you do that deep voice. All right, go ahead.
Justin Herbert, 36-yard, beautiful throw to Quentin Johnston for a touchdown, making this a field goal game, 13-10. Great throw, great catch. We got a ball game in MetLife, guys.
Yeah, and we knew it with the Chargers, even though they had the injury to Joe Alt earlier. They are well coached. They're disciplined. They're a bit of a wagon. I just think that I did not think the Giants, when it looked like they were going to have a comfortable afternoon, I didn't think that the Chargers were going to take that lying down. And so this is Justin Herbert getting back into it, and I still think the Chargers are one of the best teams in football, Drew.
Yeah, I definitely do think the Chargers are one of the best teams in football. What a huge opportunity for them to get a touchdown right before halftime. It has now just officially gotten to halftime in MetLife. Chargers 10, Giants 13, and the Giants receive the second half kickoff.
It's all about the middle eight, right? Middle eight, 4 minutes before the half and after the half. So real quick, every game is at halftime except Panthers-Patriots, which is Panthers had the ball at midfield with 1 second to go. There was a clock controversy there, but the Panthers are going to get to run one more play. And then the Texans and Titans have restarted. The Titans have missed 2 field goals, by the way. I believe they've both been over 50 yards, but that's the difference right now in the 6-0 Texans-Titans game. They've restarted it. There's 13:29 to go, and the Texans had the ball at midfield with a 3rd and 1. So we'll see if the Texans are able to do it. Very soon they'll be the only game actually happening. So they're going to get a lot of shine here in the next few minutes. And once the Patriots and the Panthers go into the locker room.
Kevin, you mentioned the 2 missed field goals by the Tennessee Titans, and I know both of them were over 50 yards, but Mike T, you just said it in the break. You cannot believe how many long field goals NFL kickers are now trying, and we got to give a massive shout-out to Chase McLaughlin down in Tampa Bay because he drilled a 65-yard field goal before halftime for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. even when I was playing just a couple of years ago, a 65-yarder was like a desperation type kick, or maybe only at the end of the half. But now with the lessened K-ball restrictions, you're seeing these kickers go out there for 55, 60, 65-yarders game after game. It's really changed how these offensive coordinators are going about really calling plays around midfield and in the gray area.
Totally agree.
And Drew, thank God that you are where you are in life, because punters are becoming diminished between
That's exactly
going for
right.
and fourth down these long field goals.
Punters are like the new fullbacks. Exactly.
Exactly right. I'll tell you who's not being diminished. Our superstar, Kimberly Martin. Hello, Kimberly.
Hello, boys. How are you?
I'm doing great. I want to start with this. Jackson Dart. It comes out. Everybody in New York wants to see something after the last few weeks. Obviously, he has a nice start. What has been going right for him so far?
Well, I think, one of the coaches told me pregame, like, oh, we're going to come out with a lot of energy, particularly on offense. And you saw that from the jump. I think, up-tempo, there was pace. You saw Cam Scatterboo, running through holes, which is something Derwin James talked to me about. He's like, we got to focus on Malik Neighbors, know where Malik Neighbors is, but we can't focus on one guy because Cam can run all over the place, which he did on that first drive. I just think, once Jackson has no fear kind of out there, right? You saw him scramble for the touchdown, that first 15-yard touchdown. This is his moment. And he's been waiting for it. So, but I can tell you the loss of Malik Neighbors, there's a pall over the stadium, as soon as he went down.
Kimberly, do you have an update there on Malik Neighbors? Have you guys found out any diagnosis yet, or preliminary diagnosis?
No. It's a little early for us to have any sense of what's really happening right now with him, but it did not look good. Him having to be helped into the cart. So just think about when he grabbed his right knee, he was in so much visible pain. He had to be helped into the cart. He kind of raised his arm up to the crowd as he was being carted away, but I saw him just put the towel over his head, and you just know it's not good. And I don't want to speculate because it's a little early. We haven't gotten anything. I haven't heard back anything yet. So and I was just in the locker room on Friday talking to him about, just his frustrations over the season and not just his lack of production thus far, but sort of, the team not having a win. And he just said, you know what, I have a lot of faith that we're going to turn it around. Whatever happens, Jackson Dart, however he plays, we're going to rally around him. And you saw that early. So losing Malik Neighbors, huge blow for the Giants offense.
Kmart, how about other side of the ball? How would you assess how well the Giants are playing on defense so far?
I mean, listen, the reason, at least I'll speak for myself, the reason I was excited about the Giants coming to the season was because of their defense. They've got dogs with Abdul Carter and Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. They've been getting after Justin Herbert. And think about the Chargers offensive line. They're already down their left tackle. And then today, Joe Alt, he was carted off earlier, I believe, late in the first quarter or second quarter. So, Justin Herbert has been playing well this season, but some slow starts the last couple of weeks. And a lot of it is about the pressure. We just saw him respond, hitting Quentin Johnson for that long touchdown. So they're in it, but the pressure that the Giants front is getting on Herbert, you got to feel good if you're a Giants fan to see that.
Thank you, Kmart.
Thank you, boys.
All right, so a couple of updates. We mentioned the long field goals. They're quite an inefficiency. Well, the Texans just missed one, so it's still a one-possession game. They're 6-0 Texans over the Titans in Houston. Titans have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line at 10 minutes to go in that one. The only other game that is restarted, it just kicked off. Falcons 17, Commanders 10. Commanders are going to have the ball at their own 29-yard line after the kickoff. So 2 games here, a bunch of other ones in half. A lot of good football. I think I'm predicting a great witching hour here, boys.
Yeah, it's going to get active. There's no question about it. We're due for one, and we're on till 5 today, so we'll be able to take everybody through the finishes of these 1 p.m. games.
And you know what? The witching hour may have started a little bit earlier in Bethpage, Long Island, because I'll tell you what, the Americans are starting to tighten things up.
Are they really?
Cam Young is 3 up on Justin Rose. Justin Thomas is now tied with Tommy Fleetwood. Bryson DeChambeau has sliced the lead in half with Matt Fitzpatrick down to only 3 up. We're tied Scheffler and McElroy. We're tied Cantley and Aberg. We're tied. Shoffley and Rahm. We're tied. JJ Spawn and Strucker. Spawn just won the 7th hole, and Shane Lowry is 1 up against Russell Henley. So, and Ben Griffin is beating Højgaard. So, and Morikawa is winning his match against Tyrrell Hatton. So, lots to going on here in the world of sports today.
I love
here's
it,
the
Mike
problem.
T. Watch out, Golf Channel. It was a great update.
But here's the problem, Mike. This is all I'll say. We're only going to do one golf update today, unless it tightens up even further. Bryson, if he loses, they only need 2 points to retain, right? So it's if he loses that one, again, Fitzpatrick is 3 up through 10, so that looks over. They only need 1 more. And so that to me, that's why you don't put yourself behind the 8 ball. That's why it's been so frustrating. I tried to do my part on Friday. I drank a bunch of beer and cheered for Scotty Scheffler. It didn't work. All right, coming up, we'll update you on all of the scores around the league and maybe a Ryder Cup update if things tighten up for this game day on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and me, Evan Cohen. 2 in-studio guests. First, Amy and Woody at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to talk Week 4 of the NFL. Then UConn head basketball coach Dan Hurley at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Have you heard? Bath Creations has moved to their new location and showroom at 8741 North Kimmel Road in Clayton. This gives you even more opportunity to see the incredible amenities and craftsmanship Bath Creation offers. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful, modern bathroom that is safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save an additional $500 off your purchase. Visit at 8741 North Kimmel Road in Clayton or online at mybathcreations.com and get a new bath today.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Now's the time to get a great deal on Kubota construction equipment, featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. The Kubota construction lineup shows up ready to work every day. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Columbus Equipment in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see our full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check us out online at columbusequipment.com. Let's go to Chevrolet of Troy, because no one beats our prices on new Chevys, and that's a guarantee. Come and see. Chevrolet of Troy has the largest selection in Dayton and the Miami Valley, featuring over 100 new Chevys. Bring your trade for top price. We make financing quick and easy. In fact, no payments for 90 days. Credit problems? No problem. We'll get you financed. Best selection, best prices. That's who we are. At Chevrolet of Troy, 1375 South Market Street, online at ChevroletofTroy.com.
Buckeye fans, you and 7 of your closest friends and family members can win a fully catered watch party at DraftKings Sports and Social in Columbus with a Buckeye showdown with Penn State. We'll cover your food and drinks, provide you with your own personal server, plus your own booth to cheer on the Buckeyes. Enter at wingam.com.
25. Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Game day, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80, presented by Progressive Insurance. Most of the NFL games are just getting started here after halftime. Commanders driving a little bit at the Atlanta 35. They're down 17-10, 11 minutes to go in the third there. See if Marcus Mariota and company are able to get some points in a game where the Falcons have looked okay, Drew Butler.
Yeah, they have looked okay, and Marcus Mariota looks okay too. A little vintage Mariota there. He's looking fast and mobile while scrambling to continue extending plays for Washington. But coming out of the half, the Commanders now are knocking on the red zone doorstep. They're facing a 3rd and 2 at the moment at the Falcons' 28-yard line.
We also have a non-sounder update in the Tampa Bay game. Cameron Johnson with a big punt return for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 46 yards, setting the Buccaneers up with great field position. They're going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Eagle 40-yard line. 12:32 to go in the third quarter. They're down 18, but they're in great shape to start. They had a 3 and out, and now they had a great punt return.
Meanwhile, the Saints had the ball at midfield, 13:44 to go in there. It's 3rd and 6. And if you're just joining us, the Saints were at the doorstep of being able to take the lead in this game at the end of the half, or at least get a field goal, make it a 1-point game. Instead, they ran what I could generously characterize as the worst Philly special in the history of the world. Cole Bishop picked it off, and then the Bills were able to have that stand there. So it's still a 4-point lead. Then they come out of half, and Alvin Kamara has a 12-yard run up to midfield. Spencer Rattler's had a 3-yard pass. I think it's going to be 4th and 3, and they're going to get rid of the ball. Or they're going to punt here now at midfield. But, man, this is an interesting it's a touchback. So Buffalo will get the ball at the 20. But, man, they're still hanging around here, Drew.
They are, and the Bills' offense just has not been able to get much going. To the Saints' credit, they have not given Josh Allen good field position all game. They just punted the ball. It was a touchback, so the Bills have a little bit more breathing room. But as we see week in and week out in the NFL, if you just let teams like the Saints hang around, they're just waiting for the Bills to make that terrible, drastic, disaster decision late in the game to give them a chance to win. This will be a very important drive for Buffalo here coming up to see if they can put together a sustained offensive drive and get some points on the board to extend their lead.
Non-sounder update, the Commanders were able to tack on 3 points there. The drive stalls, incomplete pass on 3rd and 7 at the Atlanta 34. I'm sorry, did that happen? I'm sorry, is that happening now? Yes, it did happen. Okay, sorry. It did happen. I thought I was going crazy there. My internet started playing tricks on me. Yes, Matt Gay hits a 52-yard field goal.
Kevin,
is 17-13.
In this day and age, that's a chip shot 52-yarder.
No, you're exactly right. And to the point of letting teams hang around, that is like a classic Atlanta Falcons style of play. They are allergic to putting teams away. I'm not saying that they're at that point right now, but the Commanders have not been able to get into the end zone, and the Falcons have not been able to extend their lead to really kind of give themselves a comfortable position. A lot of time left in this one, obviously. 10 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Meanwhile, the Lions had the ball on their own 10-yard line after a Browns punt there. The Lions, we never updated you, got a field goal right at the end of the half with 47 seconds left. It was a 58-yarder, which, Mike, I think is that medium range now? 58?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The average field goal is 58, but Jake Bates hit that one, so it's a 2-possession game there. What do you got, Mike? What's that sound?
That's a Cam Scatterbo run you over for a first down. It was 2nd and 7, and some poor Charger defender went to tackle him, and Cam Scatterbo just bowled him over. My gosh.
Brian Daboll got a big smile on his face after that one, dude. Cam Scatterbo will run through your face. He's a rookie as well out of Arizona State. I like him and Jackson Dart together. That's some good energy for the Giants offense.
Yeah, and Brian Daboll can use the power back, man. And that can help around the line of scrimmage. I don't think Cam Scatterbo is ever gonna be a burner down the field and get you a 70-yard touchdown, but I do think he's going to be able to be a really, really good contributor for New York in a market that's just going to love the guy.
Who does he remind you of, Mike T? Any players specifically that you had that kind of gives you flashes of Cam Scatterbo?
Yeah, he's somebody like an Earl Campbell, like a real throwback.
Wow.
He's not going to like make you miss. He's actually a little bit better out of the backfield than you think, but he is big. He's physical. He's a fun player to watch. He is no doubt about it. He is a collision player.
Yep, and it's going to be. I do think I'm not to editorialize too much. I'm not a huge fan of the way the Giants have accumulated talent the last few years. I just don't think that roster is very good under the Joe Schoen regime. But I do think with Cam Scatterbo, obviously with Malik Neighbors, with Jackson Dart, there's something to build on there. And so we'll see if they're able to turn around this year.
We had two bruisers when I was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike, you'll remember these names. One was Jonathan Dwyer out of Georgia Tech, big back, not going to really flash speed-wise, but if you needed tough yardage, you could do it. And then Isaac Redman. Isaac Redman had a couple of really, really solid seasons, but, man, he was built a lot like Cam Scatterbo as well, and he would just run right through you.
Man,
by the way,
you need them. You need those guys.
Yeah, Tampa Bay just went for it on 4th and 3. Did not get it.
Ringo.
Yeah, they were at the 33-yard line. Nice play by Kaylee Ringo on a pass for I think it was for Shepard.
Yeah,
the
flag. But
the Dogs could have used Keely Ringo last night to take down Alabama, but we didn't have that opportunity.
That's what we're talking about. Keely Ringo has a pick 6 in the national championship game to beat Alabama, Drew, and then he goes to the Eagles and he's their worst defender. That's all you need to know about how the difference between college and pro, right? And it was funny. You saw a couple people early say, "Is this real? Did you guys see this?"
Oh,
about
Neighbors.
NFL Network.
Yeah,
is reporting that Malik Neighbors is believed to have torn his ACL.
Man, that is not good for the New York Giants. You know, we probably expected that. We do not speculate on injuries, but it looked bad. He was in some clear pain. That's tough news for the New York Giants.
And on a much less dire note, but nonetheless negative Giant news, Jackson Dart just had a huge run that unfortunately is going to be called back for a hold on, I think, John Michael Schmitz. I think it was going to be at least a 30 or 40-yard gain that just got wiped out.
I returned to my earlier point about how I don't love the Giants' talent acquisition in this regime, Mike Tannenbaum. I'm sorry, Drew. What were you saying?
I was going to say, speaking of big plays, Bijan Robinson takes a 69-yard pass and gets tracked down to the 7-yard line. I am so surprised that he got tracked down because he had all sorts of space in front of him, but it was, I believe, a swing play from Michael Penix Jr. Yep. Bijan catches it, trots 69 yards down the field. The Falcons are down.
We'll talk about it on the other side. This is Game Day on ESPN Radio.
Coming up on the Monday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and me, Chris Canty. From NFL to college football and, of course, Major League Baseball. And I'll recap it all in my upon further review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Harley-Davidson of Xenia and Greene County veterans are raising funds to build a Veterans Memorial here in Xenia, Ohio. Please visit Harley-Davidson of Xenia now through October the 15th to purchase a ticket for your chance to win a 2025 Black on Black Harley-Davidson Road Glide for just $20 per ticket. This is Kim Arrington, Operations Manager at Harley-Davidson of Xenia. Please help us honor our local heroes.
Hi, this is Michael.
Dayton's radio home for Buckeyes football. 1410 WING. Dayton's ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. We go to the NFL with 7 games now in the second half. In the battle of the unbeatens, it's the Eagles on top of the Bucks, 24-6. Philadelphia with 2 touchdown catches in this game by Dallas Goedert. Meanwhile, the Giants lead the Chargers 13-10. However, Malik Neighbors was carted off with an apparent right knee injury. Falcons on top of the Commanders now 24-13. Kyle Pitts just made a touchdown catch. Bills leading the Saints by a count of 21-10. Just moments ago, Josh Allen with a touchdown run for Buffalo. It's the Lions over the Browns 20-7. Patriots with 28 straight points lead the Panthers 28-6. 4 different Patriots have found the end zone, and the Texans lead the Titans by a count of 6-0. Earlier in Dublin, the Steelers beat the Vikings 24-21. Later today, the Bears visit the Raiders on select ESPN radio affiliates. Bears receiver Roma Duze says the culture is starting to change in Chicago.
I think we're trending in the right direction for sure. We obviously have a ways to go, but I think it's taking everybody, the leaders on this team, the staff, organization leaders, and all those things to make that change. So we're on the right path.
Coverage starts on ESPN Radio in about an hour. Also today, the Ravens visit the Chiefs, both at 1-2. Baltimore 2.5-point road favorite on ESPN Bet. College football, Arkansas has fired head coach Sam Pittman. The final day of the baseball season is just getting underway. One playoff spot is up for grabs in the NL. The final wild card spot, the Reds need a win, and they're in. If they lose and the Mets beat the Marlins, New York is in AL. 2 divisions still to be decided: Blue Jays, Yankees, and Guardians and Tigers.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, I'll tell you why Bo Nix and the Broncos are facing a must-win on Monday night against the Bengals if they want to make the playoffs. It's on Sportsman, like 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
It doesn't matter how we win, it's if we win.
Let's go, man! We fly around, we make plays, we win the game. You take advantage of the moment. Take over the game, baby. Take over right now. A tremendous catch.
And I just want to win so badly.
It's the Jets. He's gone. Let's go.
I win those my whole career.
He's got it. Touchdown.
This is Game Day on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Play the guy beside you and find a way to win a football game.
Game Day, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. You're presented by Progressive Insurance, 1-888-729-3776. I'm Kevin Clark alongside Mike Tannenbaum and Drew Butler. A lot of these games moving along in the third quarter. One of those games is the Lions and the Browns. And Jared Goff backed up close to his own end zone through a pretty dismal interception. The Browns were able to have a 8-play, 27-yard drive to get into the red zone. They just hit a field goal. So it is Lions 20, Browns 10, as the Browns try to chip away and get a second consecutive NFC North upset here. Maybe the Browns, they're definitely not going to win the AFC North. Maybe they can win the NFC North, boys.
That's pretty good. Yeah, look, we talked about this, right? Like the Browns are one of those teams that no one's going to enjoy playing, even though we don't think they have a very high ceiling. Joe Flacco's been pedestrian today, 12 of 23 for 130 yards, Kevin, and 2 picks. So, but with that said, they do have the ball, and they're down 10 points with 21 minutes to go in the game.
Guys, we got some activity down in Tampa. I think it deserves a sounder.
Eagles at Buccaneers.
Yeah, Bucs get the ball back in the third quarter. It only takes one play. Baker Mayfield finds Emeka Egbuka, the rookie receiver out of Ohio State,